Yeah, welcome in. Welcome back to another episode of the Format Podcast Live, Wednesday edition. Yes. You know what time it is, man. If you're here with us, well, nobody's here yet, but I'm sure they will be. But Wednesday nights, we do our pick 'em for the week. So that's always a good thing. And then we've got some other good topics you can see on the rundown. We're going to, of course, like I said, we're going to do our pick-ems. We're going to talk about the deadly duo, hopefully still deadly, of Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams reunited in New York.
Reunited,
right. So good. Yeah, Transformer and I, we did a quick live show yesterday as the news broke, so we talked about that. But this will be our opportunity to kind of go into it a bit more, especially for those who haven't had a chance to hear that one yet. After that, we'll discuss President Obama's all-time starting five. We know he's a huge basketball fan, so this should be interesting, and we'll see about what the other guys have to think about their starting fives. I know mine off the top of my head, and mine is not losing, but that's a different story. We'll talk about overpaid NFL quarterbacks, because there are a few, and maybe I even missed some. But Transformer, what's good, my brother? How you doing, man?
Man, feeling good, feeling great. All right, feeling like Devontae Adams in October. Just ready to get back on the field, get back with your boy. I almost said something wrong, but you know what I'm saying? Run a couple of great plays together with your boy. You feel me?
I hear that.
But no, I'm doing good, man. How about yourself, man?
Oh, I'm maintaining, man. Pretty decent day. We got a good show lined up, man. It's a great time in sports. The NBA is going to be back next week. NFL and college football are in full swing.
Yeah.
So, a lot, man. I got to say, I love it. Love it. Yeah, man. It's why I do this show, man. It's my passion. It's, what do you call that? A labor of love? Is that what we say?
Labor of love.
Labor of love.
Okay.
All right. So, we got some people in the chat. What's up, y'all? So before we get started, you know what time it is. If you're here on YouTube and you haven't already, please make sure you go ahead, click that like, that subscribe, that notification bell. Make sure you're kept up to date whenever we drop new content on the channel. If you want the audio-only version of the podcast, open up your audio podcast platform, hit the search bar, type in The Format Podcast, and we should come right up. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you give us that like, that 5-star review, and drop a comment. All that stuff helps us rise in the algorithm, helps us find more sports fans, helps more sports fans find us. And finally, make sure you write it down, put it in your phone, set an alarm, do whatever you got to do to remember. Saturday nights at 7 p.m. we are live here on the Format Podcast, and we'll give you the opportunity to call in, talk to us, get at me. I love it. I can't. All right. Edward Jackson, what's good, man? What's good? Yeah, we can't wait to do week 5 pick 'em for you. Week 7 pick 'em. Pardon me. But yeah,
boy living in the past.
I know, right? Before we do that, we got a couple of quick hits to get to, so definitely want to get to that. So let's go ahead and start it off. Transformer, you want to get the ball rolling on those?
All right, man. So let's go ahead and get this out the way. All right, let's get the negativity out the way, out the building, clear the air a little bit.
Yeah,
what's going on down there in Dallas? I know a whole lot of things going on in Dallas except winning inside your own stadium. But Jerry Jones is under a lot of heat right now. He was on one of his radio shows out there in Dallas, in which the journalists that he was talking to were asking him the right questions. I don't think there was nothing wrong with the questions. He was asking them the right questions. I mean, it's your birthday, and it was your birthday. You got blown out 47-9 at home. All right, so you should expect that some heat was going to be coming. And so in the midst of that conversation and him bringing the questions that Jerry Jones needs to address, Jerry Jones hit him with a threat. Pretty much threatened his job live on the show, saying that he can, literally get somebody to replace him. And it sounds like it was a joke at first. Jerry Jones reiterated himself that he's not playing, he's not joking, that he can get that guy off the show, man. So, man, pretty big heavy news. Jerry Jones obviously worried about the wrong thing. Can't take the pressure, can't hack it like Nat Hackett, and
right.
can't Nat Hackett, and really firing back at his I would say kind of employee at this point, because he owns part of that radio show. So I would say that's probably you could consider that an employee, but threaten him live on the radio show like that, man. That's a little crazy, man. What do you think about that?
I think it was crazy. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna play a quick clip of this, and then we'll come back and talk about it. We'll keep it brief though, because it's a quick hit.
Is it going to play?
Is it playing?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, my bad. Little technical difficulties. Give me 1 second. Not sure why.
Let me see if I can do a Jerry Jones impression. Well, I'll have you. What are you asking these questions for?
Right.
Not asking the right questions. I can get somebody about on the show and have you replaced. And I'm not playing. I'm not playing. All
right. Listen, I apologize, everybody, that y'all can't hear that clip. I was trying to play it off YouTube for whatever reason. It wasn't working. But as a matter of fact,
can you play it on the phone? I can play it on the phone.
That's what I'm about to do. Yeah, I'm about to run it through here.
While he's doing that, guys, like I said, it's just terrible. It's just terrible that your owner's worried about the wrong thing. You guys get blown out. Granted, it was his birthday, so you're a little upset, but you should be upset on how you guys are orchestrating the season thus far. You said you were all in off season. You did no type of all in move except went all in your bank account and paid CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott. And right now you're sitting 3-3 and you're third in your division at the current moment behind the Washington Commanders and the Philadelphia Eagles, who are tied, but you had 2. Now you're about to run into a gauntlet of games to where, boy, it could get real ugly. So it's definitely a bad move, bad look. But it's Jerry, man. You get this. Get this from Jerry. You got it?
Yep. All right. Yeah, let's see if we can make it work now. Let's go.
All right.
Where are you going to go to get any players for next week against San Francisco? Yeah, but what is your counter? What is your damn counter?
My counter
I really want to know where you would go get it. Now, don't tell me about should gotten a guy in the off season.
Why not?
This isn't a damn word argument just because I'm not arguing with you. Oh, I remember those criticisms very well. Okay, so what?
Are they playing out to be accurate?
What's your point? What's your point?
My point is, it seems like
Listen, let me tell you what I'll do. Let me tell you what I'll do about it. I will let us sit down and look at the decisions we've made over the last several years. I'll look at it. Now, if you think I'm interested on a damn phone call with you over a radio and sitting here and throwing all the good out with the dishwater, you have got to be smoking something over there this morning. This is not your job. Your job isn't to let me go over all the reasons that I did something and I'm sorry that I did it. That's not your job.
Well, my job is to ask why.
A job, or I'll get somebody else to ask these questions, man.
Jerry, we're trying to figure out why the team is.
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding you. You're not going to figure out what the team is doing right or wrong. If you are, or any 5 or 10 like you, you need to come to this meeting I'm going to today. There are 32 teams here. You're geniuses.
Jerry.
All right, so that was
nutty.
And I'll say this, man, as someone who has been in post-game press conferences and whatnot. Now, I haven't done it on a radio show to where I would have to, interview somebody powerful like that and ask those type of tough questions when you know that they can be a bit of a
asshole
personality, right? Yeah, okay, we can say that, but the journalist in me doesn't want to engage in name calling. But
good thing I'm not a journalist. I'll speak for you, asshole. Got it. Proceed, bros.
Yeah, so I'll say a prickly personality, man. I'll just leave it at that was really unprofessional. That was unjust. That was uncouth. Not just that you were difficult in terms of not answering the questions, but the guy's asking you questions. You're not allowing him to speak. He's asking you fair questions, all fair.
Very
game.
Fair. Yeah.
Right. And then you're going to threaten him with, I'll get somebody else in here who can do your job. What are we talking about, man? But that's Jerry. And that is why the Cowboys will never be successful as long as he's the guy.
Nah, man. I mean, you can't get mad at me asking questions about things that you said.
That's right.
You said these things, brother, not us. We're not putting the words in your mouth. We didn't say that, hey, Cowboys going all in this year. Jerry should know. No, you said as the owner, as the GM, you said, we're going all in.
Yeah.
And you did nothing about it.
And you said nobody can do this job better than you can. So, you know. But
clearly, I'll pull up to that meeting. I'll pull up to the meeting.
All right. This is just a quick hit. We could talk about this for a while, but let's go ahead and let's go on and move to the next one, man. What's next?
Mari Cooper is now a Buffalo Bill. So in the moment we were celebrating the Jets because they just played last Monday night.
Yes.
The Buffalo Bills beat the Jets. I believe the score was 23-20. Don't get me to lying to you. If it's not the correct score, it was somewhere around there. But the Bills indeed did beat the Jets, and the Jets turned around and made a move that shocked a lot of the airwaves, and that was getting Devontae Adams. How does the Bills respond? The very next day, they go and get Amari Cooper. I don't even think it was the next day. I think it was actually like 6-7 hours. But
I think it was later on that evening. That's right.
Yeah, they go and get Amari Cooper for what I can see was I say just a 4th-round pick. That's going to be coming from Cleveland Browns. Great move, man. Great move for the Buffalo Bills. They definitely needed another star out there, another weapon in that secondary, trying to rely on Keon Coleman. That's my floor to say no, but you can't have, all your pressure on a rookie. And then, your other guy being Shakir, who's been battling some injuries already this season. But
yes,
Josh Allen is one hell of a quarterback. I like him. He's definitely in my top 5 of the top tier quarterbacks in the NFL. And you just gave him another great weapon that was also one of the catapults of getting Dak Prescott the money that he got this past season. So what do you think about that, man?
I think it's a really good move for Josh Allen. I think it's a very good move. And what I like about it, Amari Cooper, you never hear anything about this guy. He just goes out and works, right? So it appears, I could be wrong, but it appears that he's a very good receiver, but he's not a diva receiver. And that's probably what Josh Allen needs, right? Because obviously he and Stephon Diggs, for whatever reason, it didn't quite work out. Those guys basically broke up, and it wasn't, it wasn't working out. But from everything we hear, or more precisely, don't hear, Amari Cooper's just a guy that goes in and does his work. No drama, no static, none of that. So I think it's a good fit,
true, man.
Or it appears to be a good fit. And Josh Allen now is back to having a number 1 type weapon, and it's good. I know Genius doesn't think much of Josh Allen, but I think he's clearly a top 5 guy.
Yeah, I think it's clear, and I think the Bills made the right move. And going to get somebody, because like I said, the Jets are in your division. I'm very bullish on them going at close to about 8-3. I think it's very, very possible, very on the table. The Jets can go 8-3 and actually try to come in and get that 7th or possibly 6th seed in the AFC. But the Bills, you're like, okay, now we really can't let up off of the gas here.
That's right.
These guys are getting better just along with us. So, let's go ahead and definitely catapult this thing and definitely go on them RELAX runs in the AFC. So it's exciting, man. A lot of trade moves happening. Big names are getting moved. Right now, let's see what Hassan Reddick has to do over there in the Jets. Is he going to stay? Is he going to come out and play? Or is he going to go ahead and seek that trade to find somewhere else to play? So it's very interesting, man.
The Jets have given him and his representation a limited window to seek a trade. So we'll see where that goes and how that works out.
What's limited? Define limited. Like, you giving me 24 hours? You giving me a week?
That's a good question.
2 days,
I think the trade deadline is like the first week in November. So I don't know, man.
So you got 2 weeks. So a short leash. You got 2 weeks to find it. So good luck to him, man. Good luck to him.
Good luck to him.
All right.
But
that's all I got for quick. That's all I got for quick hits, man. You got anything else?
That's how it's supposed to be. Quick hits. I don't have anything else, brother.
All right, perfect. All right, so we'll move on over to week 7 pick'em. This is the moment you guys been waiting for. You guys get ready to flood the chat. So if you guys are in the chat or watching at home, go ahead and just click your favorite team, the NFL team in there, whether or not they're going to win or lose. Edward Deshaun Jackson, you can go ahead and relax because I know you want to pick the opposing team that's going to be playing your Steelers. So let's just relax, buddy. All right, believe in those Steelers all the way. So last week we had a great week. Bruce almost went undefeated in his week 6 pick'ems, man. He had 13-1. The last game he needed was the Monday night game that the Jets literally just threw in somebody else's hands and gave it back to the opposing team, which was the Bills. So, Bruce went 13-1. I believe Gino went 10-4, and I went 9-5. That last game was what, kind of, broke the mode and what we had going on there. So, I'll take it back. 11-3. 11-3 is what
that 5-9, man, that was just a bad week. You know what I'm saying? I try to tell y'all, man. I know what I'm talking about.
No, man, it was looking good. I was actually rooting for you because we both had the Jets. That would have got me into double-digit wins and got me tied with Gino. But I was definitely rooting for him. I'm like, oh, man, this man go 5-9. All of a sudden, he just go undefeated.
Hey, man.
Hey, That was solid, man. But we're gonna move on over to week 7. Week 7, I think, has some very, very strong games in it. Starting off with the matchup that's gonna be tomorrow night here on Amazon Prime TV. We got the Denver Nuggets, the Denver Broncos.
Your mind is on the NBA, huh?
NBA mind, man. I'm thinking about Obama's top 5, right?
Right.
So the Denver Broncos are going to be traveling to New Orleans in the Saints building at 8:15 p.m. Denver favored by 3. What do you have going with that game, brother?
I think that's a better game than people think. I really do.
I think so too.
New Orleans they just finished getting their butt kicked by Baker, and I would say that that's tough. But you know what? I'm gonna go Denver here, and the reason why I'm gonna go Denver here is because there's still what's his name? Spencer Rattler's only starting his second game. Yep. And he started off the first half against Tampa Bay looking good. And then after
I would say the second quarter, really.
Yeah, right.
Just the second quarter, yeah.
Right. But
go ahead. I'm sorry.
You saw Todd Bowles come out, throw some exotics at him, really give him some difficult coverages, etc. And he looked like a rookie, and they slowed him down a lot. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Denver because that's a really good defensive team. I don't believe in Bo Nix, but that's a really good defensive team. So I'm gonna go with the Broncos here.
No, I like your pick, man. I'm gonna go with Denver as well. I had Denver. Right now, man, New Orleans just can't get it together. They really honestly can't. And the injury to Derek Carr really doesn't help you out much at all. Now that the Denver Broncos has a little bit of tape on Spencer Rattler, they're probably gonna throw the boat at him. Yeah, they're definitely. I think they're 3-3 now, or 3-2. The Denver Broncos, or something like that. But they're still in a great situation to where they can make the playoffs, and so I think they're gonna just ride that wave of, hey, our defense can take us as far as we can go, and I think they can stifle that New Orleans team up just enough to get that dub out of there. So I got Denver as well, man. G, who you got? Oh, not here. My bad.
Not here. Not
Somebody yell at G, man. Somebody yell at G. Tell him to get on. All right, so in the meantime, we're going to move on over to Sunday game number 1. You can just quickly move past this one. New England is traveling. No, I take that back. It's going to be a London game. All right, New England at 9:30 is going to be playing the New England Jaguars, is what I like to call the London Jaguars, because they're always over there. The Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Jags are favored by 5.5. Who you got, man?
Man, look. New England is just bad, even though Drake May looked all right last week, but New England is just bad. And also Jacksonville's been over there. By the time they play, they're going to have been over there for like 2 weeks. So they're all acclimated. They're all ready to play. What's his name? Trevor Lawrence. He can't be terrible every single game.
Yeah.
so I'm going to go with the Jags here. I just think they have more talent on the team. And, rookie head coach, even though he's a decent coach, but he's still a rookie versus Super Bowl championship head coach, and better weapons, better offense. So I'm going to go with the Jags here.
Yeah, rookie head coach, rookie quarterback, Jacksonville wins.
Right.
You're in London. I think the Jaguars. They look back at this last game that they played against the Houston Texans, and not the Houston Texans, the Chicago Bears. Excuse me, Chicago Bears, and they're really stumping their foots right now. They're like, okay, come on, man, what are we doing wrong? What's going on? I mean, I know Chicago is great, but if New England comes into London, aka your other building that's not in Jacksonville, and you lose to New England, somebody got to go. Somebody getting fired. I think that's going to be the nail in the coffin if they do lose, and I don't think Doug Peterson is going to go out like that. So I got Jacksonville as well. All right, moving on over to the 1:00 games. This game I actually do like. I'm gonna have one of these on my TV as I'm watching the Green Bay game, but Seattle. Okay. Is going to be traveling to Atlanta, man. I think this is going to be a tough game.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Seattle here. I'm going to go with Seattle. Okay. You're going to be upset coming off what Shannon Sharp like to call old butt cutting. They're coming off butt cutting at the hands of San Francisco. They're a good football team. They play good defense. The only thing I'm concerned about is obviously that west to east. They'll be playing at like 10 o'clock in the morning their time. So. But they're professional.
There he is.
Deal with that. But I'm going with Seattle on this one. What up, G?
Okay. Perfect.
First,
what's going on, G?
Everybody, how you doing, man?
We going good, dummy. Hey, what you going, dummy?
Hey, we listen, stupid. We real close to 7 p.m. ain't 9. You know what I mean?
Hey, man, 7 is for
19
Saturday night.
ain't 21, shorty.
I got you. I got
you
you.
in the witching hour, as they call it, the witching hour.
Oh man, here you go.
not a lot of
Hold
good
on,
things
what's up,
going
bro?
on after 9 o'clock, man.
Yeah, man. Listen, I got to close out this call with my son real quick.
All right, no problem. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and go with Atlanta. Like I told you guys earlier this season, I'm very, very bullish on Atlanta. I agree with you. Seattle traveling all the way over to Atlanta. Atlanta's just a hot team right now. Kirk Cousins is firing off on all cylinders. They got the run game going. They got their receivers going. The only thing they got to get going is the tight end of Kyle Pitts, who was supposed to be like the next great thing coming into the NFL. Other than that, man, Atlanta has everything rolling for them. So I definitely think that they can beat them. Seattle is coming off of a loss against San Fran, but I do think, Atlanta probably still does this at home. So that's one I got.
Right. Okay.
Next one, we got Tennessee that's going to be traveling to Buffalo, with Buffalo being favored by 9. So I'm pretty sure I know where you're going on this one.
You already know.
Yeah,
All right, Buffalo. Oh, you're back. My bad, G. I didn't know you were back.
I'm sorry, dog. Yeah. Can I give you my picks? Because they important.
Yeah, go.
My picks are definitely important, yo. However,
Yeah.
I don't know the order, right? I'm going off of Bleacher Report, which might be different from.
We're running down on ESPN, right? You on ESPN?
ESPN.
I can move to ESPN.
All right, cool.
So ESPN, click on schedule, and it should be all in a row.
Yeah, so we start Denver and New Orleans tomorrow night.
That's a
Denver
tough one.
at New Orleans.
I'm still gonna go with Saints.
Okay.
Real quick. Just plug me in real quick, bro. I don't need to get
No, I got you.
Yeah, I appreciate
you. Only 3 games behind.
All right.
Yeah. New England, Jacksonville.
That's the ugliest game of the week.
They're in London though. So Jacksonville got to stay the night in London. Let's stay the week in London.
Oh my gosh, they don't get no better than that. Like, and they gotta fly overseas. You know that for a long time. If you gotta fly overseas, like you don't know what you're gonna get. Yeah, you don't know what you're gonna get. I'm gonna go with Drake though.
Oh, Drake made New England. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Drake on this one.
Okay. Seattle and Atlanta. Atlanta.
I gotta go with Atlanta, yo. Captain Kirk.
Okay. Captain Kirk. Okay. Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
Big cousin. Big cousin. Captain Kirk. And then now you caught up with us. Tennessee and Buffalo. Tennessee at Buffalo.
Buffalo.
I mean, I'm
they
not
got new
gonna stress
pieces.
that
They bet. Listen. The second coming of freaking Joe Montana in Hope's eyes bet not lose. You feel me? Like Josh Allen.
When did I ever say anything like that?
Josh Allen is the second coming of Joe Montana and Hope's eyes.
I think the better comparison might be that's where I was going. Brett Favre, John Elway is the better comparison.
Listen, man, go look at his stats, bro. Go look at his stats. He wasn't that. He wasn't that guy, yo. That's why Steve Young came in and just like pushed him to the side and made him go somewhere else.
I got this, man. I got this. Let me go ahead and get these Super Bowls real quick.
He said, go ahead to the Chiefs.
First of all, Joe Montana, go Irish. Let's start there.
Ooh.
All right.
Here we go with the nonsense.
Here
we go with the nonsense.
Didn't Joe Montana have 4 chips by the time he left San Francisco? He did, right?
It don't matter, bro. Right? You don't let no young bulls push you off your block, yo. That's it.
You gotta stop looking at stats as comparing them to what we see now.
I'm not. I'm going from. Listen, we here.
You mentioned the stats, though.
We here, yo. It's the eye. It's the eye test, bro. It's the eye test.
Montana Irish, go Steve, man. I see you, Steve.
Right.
All right, let's go ahead and move on. We got a lot of picks to go, guys. Let's go ahead and kick them on. Seattle, Cincinnati, and Joe Burrow travels to the god-awful Cleveland Browns.
Oh, that's easy.
Who you got, G? I think this is going to be easy. Well, let's go ahead and click.
That's
Cincinnati.
Easy one, yo.
Everybody.
Yeah. Joe Burrow ain't got nothing. He ain't got nothing else to do but win.
That's it.
Literally. Oh, by the way, Transformer, real quick, man. I know we're moving along, man. Go ahead, tell G what I did last week, man. Go ahead, tell him.
Oh man, man, he damn near went undefeated, G.
I'm just saying, man. I don't
that boy was 13-1.
But
So
it's all good.
hear me out. Not to shade my guy, because that's my dog right there. However, there was certain, how can I put this? There was certain picks that I chose that was heartfelt, like the Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Green Bay one. I'm sure he rocked with you. I'm sure he rocked with you when it came to Green Bay.
Yes, he
I'm
did,
sure
because he knew
rocked
the
with you.
answer, man.
Yeah, it was
It
an
was a
easy win.
dominant
However,
game,
Yeah,
too.
that was easy.
Had open
That was
beef
easy.
at that time. We had open beef at that time, bro.
Hey,
Some things,
man, we wasn't seeing eye to
man.
eye. I couldn't
Listen,
agree
when it
with you.
comes to
We wasn't
bros,
seeing eye to eye.
yeah, when it come to bros, it's like certain things it don't even matter. We like this.
I'm
Look,
just saying.
Like, nah, I ain't picking
yeah,
them.
he
Man,
was
bump that. I
neutral.
got New England.
He was a neutral guy. He was a neutral guy, yo. He was a neutral guy
Oh
last
my
year.
goodness.
See what that gets you? 13
Hey,
and 1.
man,
13 and 1.
13
Too
and
easy.
1.
It'll never happen again, bro. We
Too
top
easy.
10
Just like
now.
Phil's gonna say. Too easy, man.
Nah, man, it was good, man. It was good. All right, so
Shout out to the host, bro. First and foremost, for going 13 and 1, yo. Like, if you would have played that money,
Appreciate that.
you would have won $28,000. However, you didn't play that money, yo.
I did not.
Hey, G, that's exactly what I said, bro. When I first, I'm like, bro, you undefeated. No, it was Wednesday when we went live. I was like, bro, you undefeated right now. You could have got bread if you would have bet all the Sunday games, man.
Yeah.
He had every Sunday game correct. Every single one.
I know what game he picked. Because we picked the same game and we both lost, bro.
Which one? No. You picked the you had the Bills winning. That was the one that he lost.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You had the Bills and he had the Jets. That's what lost him.
We won that.
But like I said, he had all his Sunday games. He had them. He hit them all on the money.
Unbelievable.
Monday night crash.
Hey, listen, man, we're gonna push the brand up for the day. Like, we're gonna let it rock. Hey, congratulations to the big bro, I should say, right?
Big Bruce, big baritone,
Yeah.
big baritone.
Oh man. All right.
Nah, man. Shout out 13 and 1, man. We're gonna move on over to the game of the week in my eyes.
Oh, okay. We all chose Cincinnati, I assume.
Yeah, man. We're gonna move past that. Does anybody think Cleveland gonna win?
Oh, that is the game of the week. Damn.
Okay, good. All right. Moving on.
That can't be the
Houston.
game of the week.
No. Houston.
No, I'm
Houston
just saying,
Green
like, yeah, Houston and Green Bay.
Houston and Green Bay.
Nah, I'm thinking more like 49ers Chiefs.
Ooh.
That's gonna be the night game, the 4 o'clock, but the 1 o'clock game, that's gonna be the game to watch.
Man, shoot. Baltimore, Tampa Bay, that's another one, but we'll get there.
Is that a
Oof.
No, they're not a that's a Monday game. That's not a
that's Monday night.
Yeah.
I'm trying to catch up, bro. Let me catch up real quick and then we can.
You all caught up, bro.
I'm all caught up.
Yeah.
You're straight. Yeah, you're right on track with us. Yeah.
Houston, Green Bay. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Come on now.
Green Bay.
It's a pick 'em. Yeah.
Who is having this?
Oh.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Come on now. Talk to me.
I'm gonna let
you know
Bruce
what?
go
Y'all
first.
know who I'm picking. I'm like, it's no question.
Yeah, this is an easy one.
We'll go with the Texans. Yeah, I believe in them boys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bruce got Houston.
Yeah. Stroud, Mixon, Collins, Diggs. Man, that's a good football team.
Well,
Bill Anderson out here going crazy too.
He allegedly he got some shit going on in his head right now because he allegedly raped dudes. So I don't know if I can do that. I'm going with Green Bay on this one, bro. The homosexual rape is. I mean that.
All right, chill. We can't say the R word. We can't say the R word.
Yeah.
Yo, that's
You remember him mentioning that last week? Yeah.
Thing.
Yes. So that allegation is out there.
I'm going with Green Bay all day on this one.
Damn. Oh, not believing CJ Stroud, man.
CJ Stroud. Yeah, all right. I got you.
And then no Nico Collins either. So no Nico
he
Collins.
Got no right hands, all left hands.
That's tough.
He catching the ball with the left hand the whole time. Pause.
Boy. So Jai Alexander is going to be covering Stephon Diggs, I believe, pretty much most of the night. Safety going to be over the top when it comes to Tank Dell. Boy. And Green Bay, man. Green Bay. I like our pick. We're going to move on over to the next 1 o'clock game. Miami is traveling to Indianapolis. Who do we got, Bruce?
I got the Colts, man. January Joe.
Got the
At
Colts.
it again.
January Joe.
I don't have any faith whatsoever in Miami until Tua comes back and they can kind of get their offense back in gear.
Okay. G.
Mm-hmm.
We got Colts and who?
Colts and the Dolphins.
Miami.
Oh yeah. Fucking what's the name? Still seeing stars. We going with Flacco, bro. Yeah, Tua still seeing stars, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah,
all right.
He ain't ready yet.
So I'm gonna go with Miami. Reasons being, Joe Flacco's not playing. Anthony Richardson's gonna be playing.
Oh,
is he? Is he?
Oh,
yeah. Come on, man. They working that kid back
have
already.
They announced that?
I'm pretty positive. He was almost there. Literally, it was a game time decision that they weren't going to play him for his oblique. That oblique's going to be fine by Sunday. Those guys, they're not going to stress that out. They already got him on all positions.
Clearly, they don't want to win.
So they want that guy in there. They want to see what that guy can do. Like I said, they're a young and up and coming team, and they want him to grow.
Let that guy sit and learn. That's what they need to do.
Hey, I agree with you. We had that conversation.
Yo,
so
hold up. Wait a minute, yo. So
wow.
Tua is playing, and Anthony
Tua's not playing.
No, Tua's not playing. He's not back yet.
No. Tua got. I think he's huh?
Who's the backup?
Tyler Huntley. No.
Oh yeah, Tyler Huntley. It is Tyler Huntley. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm going Miami. I gotta go with Miami.
He's been bad in that system though. It's
he's got to pick it up.
Yeah. No. It takes time. That should take time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think he had a bye week. They had a bye week to get things together.
This will be his Tyler, yo. Tyler, a better quarterback than Tua.
What?
That's crazy work. I know.
Yeah, that's wild accusations right there, bro.
Yeah. I'm going with Miami, bro. Just
are you gonna switch to Miami?
And so Sunday when we recap this shit, we're gonna be like, "Oh, why did you pick that?" And I'm like, "You already know." At the same time,
all right, man.
I can't believe the coach not playing Joe though. That's crazy. Yeah.
Nah, they're already looking to play Anthony Richardson, man. He's already taking first team reps. Let me get back while I'm on here.
You want to win like January Joe in.
Man, that's crazy. Bruce, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Very.
Yeah. Okay, Anthony Richardson missed Colts week 5 and week 6 games due to oblique injury, but he was close to playing in week 6 against the Titans. He will likely make his return in week 7 against the Dolphins. He's been taking first team reps, and the veteran backup Joe Flacco has impressed Richardson's absence, but the Colts remain committed to Richardson as their starter when healthy. He was a full participant in today's practice. Head coach Shan said Monday that he expected Richardson to return from a 2-game absence to start on Sunday against the Dolphins. A full practice to begin week 7. Prep confirms the plan is on track. Although Richardson was also a full participant last Thursday and didn't end up playing, they're pretty positive and they're confirming that he's going to be ready to start against the Dolphins.
Edward Jackson, first of all, these stats, we got to take the eye test for what it's worth, bro. Like 1 in 5. That really don't mean anything because there's so many other players that's on the field at the same time.
Who's 1 in 5?
Now he's saying Joe Flacco is 1 in 5 against Cleveland. That's
okay. Gotcha.
Man,
listen, it's not just stats and it's not just eye tests. All that stuff goes together. The stats matter too. They're not everything, but they matter too. But Cleveland is just a lousy football team right now.
At the same time, freeze there, real quick. Like, Cleveland is a bad team this year, bro. Like it's turmoil.
I think it's 0-26 on third down.
Yeah, it's turmoil there, yo. And so stats, you gotta throw those out the window when you make these assumptions right here. Like these guys probably won't. I don't know if they're gonna be capable of winning another game. If so, it might be 7 to 6 games from now. Like they in bad shape, bro. Like
real bad.
The quarterback.
This is Nick Chubb's first game back. So
he done lost his number 1 receiver. Like these guys are, like they shouldn't have been. So stats out the window for me. When it comes to me, stats out the window, bro. Like it's strictly our test from here on.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean Cleveland doesn't have any type of offense. Joe scores 14 points. Cleveland loses the game.
Yeah,
that's how ugly it's looking for the Cleveland Browns. Bro.
Yeah, it's one of those joints where everybody and shit.
What'd you say?
Everyone is jumping ship. Everyone is
Oh, yeah.
jumping ship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
including the fans in the brown paper bags. Brown paper bags.
I knew he was going to do that.
I feel sorry for my sergeant major, who he's a diehard Cleveland Browns fan, and I never understood why. I just was like, you don't have to live in this, right? You know what I mean? Like, you can come over to the purple and the purple and black, right, Bruce? You can come over
That's
to the
right.
purple and black, like
That's right.
Or green and yellow.
anybody,
Color
bro.
scheme.
Anybody but the Browns,
Green and
bro.
yellow.
Anybody but
Green
the
and
toilet
gold, right?
bowl. Anybody but the
Color
toilet
scheme
bowl.
go yellow.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I ain't gonna hold you guys up. I know y'all.
All right, let's go ahead and move
Browns
on. The NFC North game of the week is going to be Detroit traveling to Minnesota. Minnesota currently undefeated. Detroit 4-1, who just got done putting them paws on Dallas at their stadium. Now they're traveling to Minneapolis. Who do you guys got? Minnesota. Excuse me, I said Minneapolis. Minnesota. Who do you guys got winning? G, let's go with you, brother.
Minnesota and
Detroit.
Oh, they just lost a key piece to that.
Hutchinson.
Oh, that's nasty, bro. That's nasty work. I still gotta go with Detroit, yo. Like, at least the first week I gotta go with Detroit, only because I want to see what the next person is going to step up and do, and if Sam Darnold is really who he say he is, right? Like,
nah, he already starting to turn back into the pumpkin.
Huh?
He's already starting to turn back into a pumpkin.
Yeah, we made him look. Not we, but who he played last?
Like the last 2 games, he hasn't looked good.
Was it the Jets?
And
the Jets.
And y'all, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And so
I mean, they beat us, but
what I look at is like I'm looking at this as some games is like it's hard to really determine who's going to be the outcome of the winner, but this is one of those ones where I'm like, yo, Detroit they could drop here, right? They can drop here and still succeed in the NFC. However, I don't think it's going to happen, man. I think it's going to be next man up, and I see Detroit going forward. First and foremost, that's my I got them coming out the NFC in the finals, first and foremost, to the Super Bowl. So
the Lions.
I said that 3 times. The Lions
not a bad pick, man. They look like a team to beat.
No, it's not. It's
not a bad pick. It's a harder pick with Hutchinson going, but
he done for the year, but
he's gone.
We'll see.
We'll
see.
Bruce, who you got, brother?
I got Detroit in this one, man. They look so good right now. They look like they're clicking on all cylinders. Then again, the Cowboys can make you look that way, right? But I think this is a really outstanding football team. However, Brian Flores, his defense is going to be ready to play and try to control that high octane attack of the Lions. But I still think the Lions are the best team in that division and either the first or second best team in the conference. So I'm going with Detroit here.
I like it. I'm gonna go with Detroit too. I think they're hype. They're hype. The way they just stomped Dallas. Like I said, the biggest show to stomp on anybody in the NFL is in Jerry's world, and that's what you guys just did. Unfortunately, you guys lost Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah,
but that lights a fire under your team right there because now you got to rally. I think these guys are definitely going to rally. Minnesota coming off of a bye week. So, a little bit of rust may show. This may be where Sam Darnold turns back into a pumpkin. I think Detroit's defense is decent enough to still keep them in check. But Detroit's offense is just absolutely phenomenal. From an offensive line, from a running back, for receivers, your quarterback, you're throwing laterals and hooking laterals to freaking linemen on your team. So, I mean, at that point, how deep does your playbook go on your offensive side of the football? So, yeah, I got Detroit in this one.
Not to mention the play calling. I know you called out a few plays, but they just doing a really good job on the offensive play calling perspective.
Man,
like
Ben Johnson's good, man.
He's calling up one hell of a scheme.
Yeah, that's really extremely important. But next slide.
Yep, next slide. All right. Philadelphia and Jalen Hurts travels to the NYC to battle the Giants in the last 1:00 game of the day. G, I started with you last time. Bruce, let's go with you.
Divisional matchups are always tough. Daniel Jones is actually playing a little better this season than he was last year. this is another tough one. Something just isn't quite right with the Eagles. So
yeah.
I'm gonna go with an upset here, and I'm going to take the Giants.
Ooh,
Last
the
week,
Giants.
we
that's
saw
crazy.
Saquon get shut down. I think he had like 17 carries for like 40 something yards.
Yeah.
So it can be done, and the Giants have a pretty decent pass rush. I'm gonna go with the Giants here.
Yeah. Okay. G.
You know, I did that shit last week, and it didn't work out for me, bro. It did not work out for me. Listen, Daniel Jones shit the bed. I gotta go with the Eagles this week. I'm sorry, bro. Like,
Easy day.
yeah. He. Oh my gosh, bro. But he was going against your guys, right?
Who? Philly?
Daniel Jones played against
He didn't play against us. He played against crap. Was it Atlanta? No.
One second. He played against a team that I thought I was like, oh my
Last week they
god.
played the Bengals.
Bengals. There you go. Jesus.
Yeah.
I knew
Play the
better
Bengals.
when I picked that because the Bengals is like, yeah.
Yeah, you want to believe Joe Burrow can't play anymore, but that's not the
He
case.
did enough to win that game.
Yeah.
I ain't saying it out loud though.
That's tough, bro. I need 5 seconds. Hold on, give me 5 seconds.
Let me help you out. Let me see who Vegas got. Vegas has Philly +3, -3.
Philly it is.
Hey, sometimes give a little Vegas odds. Like, all right, man, I'll take Philly.
Hey, listen, man. Some of this shit is it's too many flags being thrown in some of these games.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I got Philly too. I think Philly looked at last week against the Cleveland Browns and was like, "Yo, we could have lost the game to possibly one of the worst teams in the NFL. We got to get better." They came off of a bye week, going into Cleveland, and everything just looked stagnant. It looked like it was just nothing was clicking until like the second quarter when Jalen Hurts finally started getting stuff picked up. Jalen Hurts got to start off quicker. It's been multiple games this season where he's starting off very, very slow. But unfortunately, that's not going to hurt him as much because the Giants, obviously, they don't start games out fast. So I think the Giants are going to keep it relatively close enough to where, Philly gets into that second quarter and then they just get the rolling with A.J. Brown and them boys out there at the receiving end. And, get to the third and fourth quarter, Saquon Barkley, he's going to show – he pretty much shows up every single time. And plus, this is an actual comeback game for him. Saquon Barkley gets to return back to the New York Giants. And since the trade it wasn't a trade. It was since the free agent signing of the Philadelphia Eagles. So I got Philly on this one, man. Got Philly. All right. Moving on to the 4:05. We have the Las Vegas and the Devontae Adams-less Raiders going against the Los Angeles Rams. Who we got, G? Bruce.
Man, they're both bad right now. I think the Rams only have one win on the year so far. Yeah. They're bottom of the NFC West, but I think they're better coached and they're a better team than the Raiders. So I'm gonna go with the Rams here.
Okay, I like your pick. I believe Cooper Kupp is trying to work his way back. He's trending in the right direction. That's the last. I know I saw something last. Trending in the right direction, but I think Kyron and Siren go Irish. I think that's good enough to beat the Rams. Beat the Raiders. Raiders, obviously, they don't have anything going for them right now. You finally got rid of, the dark cloud that's over you when it comes to Devontae Adams. But, the Rams in Los Angeles, I'm going to pick the Rams against a team like Vegas, man. G, who you got? Vegas versus the Rams.
Rams.
Easy day.
Yeah.
When G ain't got nothing else to put on it, that means the other team is just that damn awful.
Hey, listen, man. It's simple syrup, bro.
Yeah.
One part whiskey, one part simple syrup, bro. It don't take much. you just gave away your best receiver.
Yeah.
Right? Like for next to nothing.
Yeah.
And
all right.
But I'm sorry, go ahead. Carry on.
No, I was moving on to the next one. What'd you got?
No, I was just thinking, like, there is no home field advantage. Right? When you look at Vegas, there is no home field advantage. I'm not sure if they playing there, but
playing in Los Angeles.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. All right. We're going to move on over to another easy pick game. We got Carolina traveling to Washington and the rookie, Jaden Daniels. Bruce, G, you was gone last time. G, who you got? Jaden Daniels got it. Easy day. All right. Bruce, I'm going to go ahead and click Washington for you because I don't think you got anything else to put on it.
Yeah,
I'm going to go ahead and click Washington too because there's
he's
nothing
not
else to
that
talk
bright,
about.
but he bright enough.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Carolina got nothing. I don't think we need to go into further more detail than why everybody's going to be picking Washington. In the chat, if you guys are watching, tuning in, be sure to hit that like, that share, that comment, subscribe button. Give us your picks. Don't let us do this on our own here. All right. We want to hear what you guys got. Also, if you guys got an upset for the week, let us know. Let us know, what you guys think about anybody being upset this week. All right. Final 4:00 game, Kansas City, Super Bowl rematch at San Fran. Bruce, who you got, brother?
Ooh.
Wow.
There's a moment of truth right here.
I really want to pick Kansas City here because I'm such a believer in Spagnuolo and his big game defense. I really want to pick Kansas City, but I'm going to go with San Francisco because Kansas City, they can't beat. At some point, they got to lose, right?
At some point, they got to lose.
San Francisco can physically match up with just about any team in the league. It's just going to come down to, is Kyle Shanahan going to do something stupid with his play calling in the clutch? Is he going to make another boneheaded mistake? But I'm going to go with San Francisco. And, this would be another opportunity for Brock Purdy to show people what he can do. Because, there's a lot of people who think that he's a bum or something. So, I want to make sure I just put that out there. But, yeah, I'm going to go with San Francisco here. And good day from Brock Purdy.
Okay. All right, G, what you got, brother?
Oh, man. Brock Purdy with his 3 touchdowns and 255 yards. I got to go with him, bro. Like, I just feel like, even though the Chiefs has the refs on their side, they got that 12th man. I'm gonna call it the 12th man. I'm gonna call it the 12th man on the field. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave it there. However, 3 touchdowns, no picks. And he had a pretty good go. All his guys are pretty much healthy except with the exception of CMC. Yeah, I just really gotta go with the 49ers, bro. Like, I'm not a Brock Purdy believer, but
you don't say.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this over and over and over again, but the face of the league is the face of the league, and that's why we here, right?
Where are you getting it? What does that face of the league? What does that have to do with anything?
Patrick Mahomes is the face of the league for the NFL, bro. You didn't know that?
But no, I'm asking, like, what does that have to do with anything? Because you went from Brock Purdy and jumped to face it, so I'm just wondering, like,
Brock Purdy is definitely not the face of the league, right? There's a reason why, and if you ask anybody, it's like, yo, Patrick Mahomes doesn't look good this year. He hasn't looked good any games this year. However, they still have been able to win, right? I think Brock Purdy get it in the mud. He's been getting it out the mud this year, and I'm gonna go with Brock Purdy this year, bro. Like that. What are we saying here?
I'm just trying to figure out where the whole face of the league.
I'm sorry. Who do you pick? Who did you pick?
I picked San Francisco.
You picked San Francisco.
Okay.
Even though I really believe in Spags,
we will probably have 2 L's on this panel because I know my guy right here. He's gonna go with,
Kansas City. Yeah,
Kansas City. That 12th man on the goddamn field. He means a lot out here, shorty.
I don't care anything about the 12th man, but let me get to the reason why. Patrick Mahomes is 3-0 off a bye week.
Yeah,
undefeated.
Yeah.
You give Patrick Mahomes time to click with his weapons to figure out what's going on. Andy Reid off of bye weeks is an amazing coach.
Yes,
that's a really good point. But you gotta lead with Andy Reid, not Patrick Mahomes.
I mean, do I need to mention Andy Reid? We know what Andy Reid's about. Patrick Mahomes is also.
Have to read you. That's like not. That's like saying, all right, we got Belichick and not Brady. Like, Brady wouldn't be Brady if it wasn't for Belichick, and
correct.
Patrick Mahomes wouldn't be
correct
without Andy Reid, bro. Like,
you 100% right, G. Absolutely.
That's all I'm saying. I ain't trying to take no. Listen, we good here, bro.
Well, if you let me finish, okay? You let me finish, right? I was going to mention Andy Reid. Like I said, coming off of a bye week and his amazing scheme to be able to draw up plays and have the time to sit back, eat a couple of big hamburgers, and look at San Francisco, the way they've been playing the last couple of weeks. They've been playing some real shaky-ish football with them losing to the Cardinals the way they did and having a closer game than expected against the Seattle, even though that's a divisional game. I think Kansas City goes into San Fran knowing that these guys are coming to look to punch us in the mouth because of what we did to them in the Super Bowl. However, Andy Reid is probably going to be like, yo, look, if they beat us this week, that doesn't mean they can get the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't – we still going to be the champs. We're still the champs regardless. But, however, let's sit back and dissect this team. Let's go punch them in the mouth. You know what I mean? We've been getting talked about. Patrick Mahomes has thrown an interception, I believe, in every single game he's played this season.
That's correct.
I believe he wants to clean that up. And really tackle this San Fran defense off of a bye week. So I'm curious to see that. And Andy Reid hasn't showed me no reason not to. Him being 3-0 and Andy being the coach that he is, I got Kansas City with this one, brother. So that's going to be the only game to watch at 4:00 because the other two games aren't going to be worth it at all. So moving on over, Edward Deshaun Jackson. I hope you are live and you are tuned in because we are now finally about to talk about your black and yellow Pittsburgh Steelers. The New York Jets travel with Devontae Adams. It feels so good to say that, you know what I mean? Devontae Adams travels to Pittsburgh at 8:20 on a Sunday night where the lights is bright. G, who you got?
Man, that's a tough ass joint.
Tough.
With all the kicking and goddamn screaming Aaron Rodgers has been doing this weekend, man, I don't know whether to get this dude a pacify or Devontae Adams receiver's glove, bro. Like, I hope this is enough for him to shut up and play football, right? That's universal. However, I mean, you just can't count the opposition out. Like, tough game, man. Can you skip me and come back to me, bro? Because
Bruce gonna say the same thing. Skip him and come back to him.
God damn it, this mother.
Me and Bruce was looking at this the other day. We was like, man, how do you give us a minute to pick
bro?
This
like, only thing I can say is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because he's still under his hamstring. If it was a real hamstring,
it's not a real hamstring.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't a real hamstring.
Definitely wasn't a real hamstring.
No.
Yeah, but that just takes away from the sport at the same time, right? Like, when we look at this, it's like, yo, how do we? You're supposed to be out like 6 weeks with a hamstring. Hamstrings aren't like one of those things that you just bounce back from. Clearly, you did not want to play with these guys. However, you still like played them. So
they also wanted to keep him healthy for a trade, right? You don't want him out there playing and actually get hurt, then you lose trade value. So I see both sides.
You gotta help me out on this, Bruce, because I'm you definitely gotta help me out on this. I'm a defer to you, bro, on this one. This is the first time this ever happened in your life, and I'm depending on you. See how it is. I feel like I've been having like, like it's been me or it's been you. But however, like,
oh man,
this guy right here with the Navy veteran hat, the red hat on, he hasn't really been picking first, yo. Like, it's been me.
I've been hosting it. Okay, I'll host it. You know
segment.
what I mean? Yeah.
All right, I'm going with the Jets.
Host go
man.
first?
I gave this a lot of thought. I'm going with the Jets. Yeah, I think that the Jets defense, it hasn't been as dominant as in years past, but they have an outstanding pass defense. They're still very, very good with that. You can't really throw it on them. They have a good front four, even though they're not like getting a ton of sacks, but they have a good front four. Aaron Rodgers now is in a position where he's got two big time weapons on the outside to work with. And even if Devontae Adams doesn't go off, I think that means that what's my man's name? Garrett Wilson goes off, because I think and we talked about this, Transformer, you and I, the gravity that Russ the simp. No, excuse me, the gravity that Davante Adams causes defensively is really going to do a lot to free up Garrett Wilson. And also, if they really get Breece Hall involved in this thing, I think they have a very good chance of winning this football game. I'm going to go with the Jets, man. And also, if Pittsburgh really does start Russell Wilson, which it appears they're going to do, he's been getting the bulk of the first team reps, then you also have that. You have a change at quarterback, which, sometimes can take some time to get used to. So, yeah, for all of that, I'm going to go with the Jets in a close one because they both have really good defenses.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, based off what you said, we got Russ, which will be his first game starting for the Steelers, right? We have a New York Jets with their super offense now, right? These guys haven't had reps together in 2 years?
3.
3 years, right?
3 years.
That's the difference, nigga. That's the difference. So there will be some errors there. Man, I gotta go with the AFC North, man. Like, I just have to do it, bro. Like, only because that defense is there, but it cancels out when you look at AFC. I mean, when you look at the Jets defense. But I just think when it comes down to it, this guy Russell Wilson, they call him a simp, but this guy's a much more poised quarterback, and if he starts.
Much more poison who? Than Aaron Rodgers?
I don't think Aaron Rodgers.
Man, y'all tripping, bro. Like, y'all tripping, bro. Y'all being disrespectful, yo.
It's not the same Aaron Rodgers, but Russell Wilson.
We seen Grant Hill. We seen Tamir jump out of the water and what that did to Grant Hill, right? He ain't played a game in 7 years after she came out of that water. All of us remember that. Probably not the Transformer. However, we understand what it means to have a queen on your side and how that, it kind of changes the trajectory of.
I'm not even gonna say what I was thinking. I'm not.
Your workplace, right? Like what you do at work. But I don't know, bro. Like I think when it come down to it, Russ will be a better player. This ain't got shit to do with nothing, but I can't get with the drama that Aaron Rodgers. He's gonna bring it to the Jets, bro. Like,
and all that's
too
cool.
much drama.
All that's cool, but we haven't seen anything that would make you believe Russ is going to be
precisely.
We haven't seen any. Listen, we haven't seen anything but fourth quarter picks out of Aaron Rodgers.
That's cool.
No, that's it.
There we go.
In the clutch picks.
So you got Pittsburgh.
I got Pittsburgh, bro. And you know what? The best part of me is like, yo, we could never do this shit. But I mean, you guys brought me to this panel, and I just gotta be real. I just think, even with Davante Adams, he's still gonna throw a pick in the fourth quarter.
All right, well, we'll see, right?
Sierra is definitely a queen. However, she is.
All right, I think that's simple enough. I mean, I got Jets. Pretty much everything that Bruce said. Aaron Rodgers finally gets his guy. Davante Adams, to me, still the best receiver in the NFL. I'm not talking about from a number standpoint. I'm talking about, from just skill, sure ability to make every single throw, line up at any single spot on the field. And yes, he can. I'll let you talk, so I'm going to go ahead and talk. But he can line up at any spot of the field, whether it's a slot, whether it's the X, the Y. He can literally run every single route. But, you get him to a guy, who he's had chemistry with for 6 years. Like I said, the numbers that those guys put together, amazing. I don't see any rust coming from this. Maybe in the first quarter, but I think by the time the second quarter's hit, they're going to be clicking on all cylinders. As quick as Davante Adams traveled there, the moment this trade was announced, he was already in the building. So I think that goes to show you already that them boys are already trying to lock it in.
I think it's going to be like riding a bike for those two. Pause.
Yeah,
I really
what I mean? Because it's kind of difficult to forget the primes of your year, right? The primes of your life, right? The primes of your career, to where like you and this guy were locked in. He knows where you want to go. He knows hand signals. He knows head signals. Like I said, those things Davante already knows.
That's
and he's teaching Garrett Wilson that now. Like, hey, if you see Aaron look like this, then that means go this way. All right, run this route. Be this crisp, be this quick, come back to the ball. Like, this is what he means when he wants you to come back to the ball. But Yeah, I got the Jets, man. I haven't seen anything from Russell Wilson to even, pick the Steelers. I'm curious to see, what he can do against the New York Jets because, these are two defenses going at each other. But I think Aaron Rodgers is the better quarterback and has the better weapons to get
I
it
was
done.
about to say he's got more weapons. That's
Yeah. He has better weapons. So yeah, I got the Jets.
Can
Man.
I talk? Aaron Rodgers coming off Achilles tendon injury,
And so is
so
Russ coming off
he's
of a
not.
calf injury.
which generally leads to Achilles.
Bro, that's two different things, bro.
But it's the same type
of
injury.
You got the rest. However, I think the Steelers, their schedule is a little harder than the Jets, right? They got to go through that gauntlet. And there's a reason why they rested him the first 7 or the 6 games. I'm curious to see how they play. There's a lot of, they don't have a number one coach there, first and foremost. Even their offensive coordinator, I think they push him on the back burner. So that's an issue there. But they saying that Aaron Rodgers is going to be the guy that calls the plays at the line of scrimmage, which is cool. 2-time MVP, I can see that happening. I don't have just that timing won't be there first game, bro. And that's why I'm going with the Steelers. I don't think that timing is going to be there day one. I just don't think it will be. He's been throwing to a lot of different receivers, and in the past we've seen that changes everything. That changes a lot of stuff if you're not getting those reps. Now, if these guys was getting reps on the side behind closed doors, then I can understand that. But when you look at the Raiders and New York, that's quite a difference in time. Just to suit up and throw some passes around. But we'll see.
But we're saying that because Russ hasn't had these reps either. So I'm confused on what you're talking about.
Same
Russ ain't had these reps.
Same camp with his receivers.
But you're not in a game. Russ is yet to play in a game.
We talking about we don't know that. We don't know what. Listen, it's a reason why you beat a team. Was it by 15 points? And then instead of going with Justin Fields, you decide to go with Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, to see what he can bring. That doesn't mean he's good,
bro.
That means he's good already.
Still winning though, cuz you feel what I'm saying? You're still winning. And normally when this happens, you go with the team, you go with the quarterback that's winning. Like I was shocked. I was like, oh, all right. When I heard this news, I was like, ain't no way.
We actually had it live when we were talking about the Devontae Adams one. We brought it to him live. When I broke the news.
I'm gonna stand down, bro. We'll recap this shit on Sunday. However, what I'm saying is when it comes to the Steelers camp and that guy, that coach that they got, man, he's a really good coach, man.
Yeah.
Like I think he's a really good coach. And he
knows absolutely.
And he saw something in Russell Westbrook that he didn't see in Fields, and that's why this guy's on the field. Because they should have probably beat the Raiders by 30, but that's my 2 cents.
All right. We're gonna move on over. We're gonna move on over to the Monday night games. You guys, I'm gonna go ahead and save that one for a second. We're gonna move on to the last Monday night game. The Los Angeles Chargers goes against Arizona, who just got their behinds beat in Green Bay. Who do we got, G?
Man, the Cardinals let me down last week.
Of course they did. You picked the wrong.
Yeah, they let me down. I thought the guy was gonna have a little bit more.
What have you seen to make you think that he was gonna have that type of game?
Don't know.
So I look at a couple things other than stats, right? I look at
look at the play.
Yeah, in the play, but the motivation at the same time, right? Maybe the Packers was out of their league. I'm mad, right? I'm giving you your flowers, bro. I'm giving your team your flowers, and I've been doing that with the Commanders as well this week. Even though they played a really good game, I'm not deflecting from what you guys did to Arizona, but I ain't got a dog in the fight when it comes to Arizona. That was like a pick. But when I look at the Commanders,
got it wrong.
Yeah, when I look at the Commanders, I see a different team. I see a up and coming quarterback who will be in the same likes as the Jordan Loves and the CJ Strouds, right? Like, and I really can't say what's the guy name from the Bears? I really can't say him yet.
Caleb Williams.
He hasn't shown me anything yet. Not to say that Jaden Daniels had, but
I mean,
Some
Caleb
of
Williams
these-
has been showing a lot in the last 3 weeks
yeah,
now.
some of these passes, bro, like it take tier 1 quarterbacks to make these passes. But I'm a deflect now. I'm gonna go back to what we talking about here, and I'm gonna say, hey, listen, man. When it comes down to Jet Steelers, I'm going with the Steelers. If we talking about the Cardinals and the Chargers, I gotta go with the Chargers because the Cardinals left me hanging last week, bro. Like, you know, I gotta divert to the old Ravens teams.
Okay. All right. Bruce.
Chargers.
Easy day. Chargers. All right. Hey,
My
they just got
bad,
their
bro.
behind
My
beat.
bad. Listen, man,
I
y'all
got
make me
nothing to
feel
give
like
there.
y'all make me feel like I'm talking too much tonight. All right.
Nah, you good. You good.
No, you
Yeah.
got your
I
point
just-
across because we're still trying to figure out why you picked Arizona over Green Bay, and then they got
Man,
cooked.
that
in.
was strictly
This
just
this
that,
game
that was
wasn't even
only
a toss-up.
because you picked the Washington Commanders over the Ravens, bro. That was it.
I did.
Yes, sir.
I had the Ravens winning, brother.
Hmm?
I had the Ravens winning that game.
No, sir. We gotta go back and watch that tape, bro.
I can go back and look at the pick'em.
Yeah, I almost man. We gotta watch this guy, yo. We gotta watch.
110% pick Baltimore, bro.
Hey, Bruce, we gotta watch this guy, yo. Like, we need some.
But what you need to watch
We
me
need some
for? You don't even
Q&A
remember
here,
your
yo.
picks.
He's
You don't even remember your
recording all the
picks.
We
pickums.
need some quality
recording
QA.
picks.
We need some QA here, bro. Cause
Here you go.
ain't no motherfucking way, bro.
You remember? Okay, let me tell you why and how I know I picked Baltimore. Because remember, I said this is where Lamar Jackson shows he's still that guy, right? Like
Mhm.
Jaden Daniels
Did
is
say
more is like a Lamar Jackson part 2 coming up as far as
Yeah.
comparison. And I was like, Lamar is like he's finna go show him. Not yet, young fella. Not
Kobe
yet.
and Mike. Yeah, we had that
not
talk.
Still here. You know what I mean? So there, I had Baltimore in that game. And you went
apologize.
ahead and disrespected
Listen,
the
sir,
hell out of me.
I thought we had open beef. I apologize. Man, I thought we had open beef. I apologize. Listen, man, I gotta talk to you now, Transformer. I can't talk to Bruce. I can't talk to Bruce. He throwing me off, bro. He throwing me off. 1 week
I didn't do anything.
he Ravens, and the next week he the Bills, yo. I don't know how to
Really?
I don't know how
I'm rational,
You
man.
quoted straight, sir. You quoted straight, sir. You quoted straight. My
That's okay.
apologies. Because
It's
there ain't
all
no
good. That's
goddamn
okay,
way I
man.
would have even
Bro.
picked that unless.
Yep, I definitely had Baltimore, bro. All good, man. All good. We all got the Chargers, right? We all picked the Chargers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I'm
I don't
not
know
going to
why.
stress that
I
out
really
anymore.
don't know
I just-
why we picked the Chargers. These trash games, I think it's like 3 of them this week, where it's really, really hard to pick who's gonna win what, yo. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I just
it's-
like
I got 3 games where I'm like, yo, I don't really know who to decide on, and this is one of them.
not tuning in at all. All right.
Yeah, that's one of them.
Well, let's finally get to the one team that is on G's shirt right now. The Baltimore Ravens travel to Florida, down here in the South, out here in Florida, to battle Tampa Bay and the Bucks at 8:15 p.m. on a Monday night. G,
I know you ain't-
no, you know what, G?
You
No,
gonna let me go first, bro? You
No.
let me
Bruce,
let me-
knock it out. Bruce, get your pick out the way. I'm gonna get my pick out the way, and after that, G, you can then have the floor. Go ahead, Bruce.
I really don't know, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I really don't know because I'm looking at it. Baltimore's got the number 1 offense in the country. Sid Bubba, what up, bro? Good to see you. Baltimore in the
Sid
country,
Bubba.
not in the country. I'm thinking college football, but they have the number 1 offense in the NFL. Tampa Bay has the number 9 offense, total offense in the NFL. Baltimore is averaging 29.5 points per game.
Okay.
Tampa Bay is averaging 29.7. What's giving me cause to pause, obviously, we know that the Ravens are a wrecking shop on the ground, averaging 205 rushing yards per game, and the number 1 rushing defense in football. But what's giving me cause to pause is that the Ravens back end, their defensive secondary, and we know that Baker and Tampa Bay can throw it all over the place. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and those guys. So this is really, really tough to pick. Baltimore is really good, running the football extremely well, stopping the run. But you know what? I think I'm going to go Baltimore here, and the reason why is because the Bucks aren't going to be able to get their running game going. They're not going to be able to crank it up on the ground, and that's really going to make it hard on Baker. He may have to throw this thing like 50 times, and there, if he's got to throw it a lot, they're going to come get him. I mean, he's good, but you know, if they can really tee off and come get him because they can't run it, he's going to have big problems. And so I think I'm going to take Baltimore close, man. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. Tampa Bay has the weaponry, and they're able to keep it close. They can score the football. We saw them put up 51 last week, and so we know that once they get going, man, they can be tough. So I'm gonna go the Ravens in a tight one. Pause.
I like it. I got the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's still thunder and lightning outside.
It is.
It's still thunder and lightning outside. This is
tough to deal with.
This is game 5, and it's hard to deal with that rain. It's hard to deal with that thunder. You can't go outside and cut your grass because it's still wet out there.
Facts.
Right? It's still wet out there. So I think I think the Ravens keep it going against the Bucks. I think I agree with you in this one that it's going to be a close game. It depends on what Baker that we get out there to whether this can be a shootout. But I think that run game is going to do just enough to keep Baker on that sideline to the point where he can't come out there and get the ability to go for 30 points or 40 points or whatever the case may be. So I do got the Bengals, the Ravens in this ball game. So G, you're last for a purpose.
I'm last for a purpose. Goddamn it! Hey, so
Sabrina game winner. Yeah, nice.
I'm gonna read. So I didn't know that you knew President Obama.
What happened?
Anyway, next slide. So when I look at the whole Tampa Bay and the Ravens, right? I go back and I look at why Baker Mayfield was so enthusiastic about like producing on the field. He had the GOAT challenge him last week, right? They had some issues last week. I don't know if you guys was watching, but
Tom Brady.
Yeah, Tom Brady. He talked to him, and that was the type of things that make this pick a little harder than what it should be. However, when I look at what the keys of success for us, there's no way that Tampa Bay can bring that. First of all, they just got hit by a hurricane, and so they displaced. Right, they sleeping on cots. Like a lot of the guys ain't doing too well down there.
Yep.
I'm gonna take a step back and I'm gonna talk about Derrick Henry and how he controlled the clock in the fourth quarter, and that's hard. That's extremely hard. After you done played those 3 quarters, your heart out because you in a dogfight, and then they get this motherfucking ball to a bull and he's boloing everybody. You got Patrick. You got Pancake Pat back there. He doing his thing. He getting his pancakes. And then I look at Lamar Jackson, and that second half, he's not the same guy when it comes to the first quarter. Like the first 2 quarters, he comes out, he don't miss, bro. Like this guy's on it. Man, he is out to win that 3rd MVP, and it don't matter what type of pep talk that indirectly Tom Brady can have with Baker Mayfield. He's been taking his lunch since he's been in the field. That's why he not with the Browns no more, because he couldn't deal with this dude in the AFC North. And so I just look at this and I say, all right, this is an easy win for us. This is an easy win. Baker Mayfield is going to be able to throw the ball, absolutely. But when it comes to control of the clock, I think that's where my Ravens thrive, and we come away with a 10-point win. We come away with a 10-point win. And so if you was on the fence about this shit, I'm going to let you guys know, like, Mark Andrews back, shorty. Like, he not on the bench no more. He not hurt no more. Shorty is thriving, and he hungry. Because we had week 7, and he don't have the 5 touchdowns he used to have. So listen, stay tuned, man. Watch the game. You're going to see what I'm talking about. You're like, yo, this guy G he's something else, bro. Like he's something else. And if I'm not, then Steve won't let me know. He in the chats. Steve won't let me know. He's like, G, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. And my Steelers definitely won. You did pick that, but you had no idea how Baker Mayfield was gonna come out and play at the Tom Brady chastised him on that motherfucking sideline, because he definitely read him his rights, bro. Like, no question. He was like, I already want to chip with them. You ain't been there yet. That's my 2 cents. But I got the Ravens +10.
+10. I like it. Ravens.
You gotta love
+10.
it, bro. Like, you gotta love it, bro. Listen, man. We got
locked in.
we got Big Dummy
Let me
over
see
there,
that.
Justin Tucker. Listen, look at my guy over there, yo. He a Ravens fan. You see how he looking? I ain't never seen another Ravens fan like that at all, yo. They said we wasn't gonna beat the Commanders, yo, because this dude was
Who
putting
said
up
that?
crazy
I didn't say
numbers.
that.
Sir,
I didn't
they
say that. Who said
said,
that?
I'm not talking about you. They said we wasn't gonna put up numbers because of what the Commanders was doing. Like, they had this rookie, this superstar rookie, right? And listen, ain't nothing like until you don't know what a Ferrari looked like until a Ferrari pull up. And the only reason why this guy's not in the AFC North is because that Ferrari pulled up. That's it. That's all I gotta say. That's it.
Easy day. I
That's
like it.
No.
That's it, shorty. That's it. I ain't got nothing else to say, bro. Until somebody prove me wrong, yo, I'm going Ravens all day.
Yeah, like I said, they're riding a 4-game win streak, so I think they're going to keep the rain and the snow. I mean, the rain and the thunder going. The thunder and lightning. Jesus Christ, I can't even.
Where we going? Week 7? I already told y'all my predictions. Week 8 is, they different. They different. Somebody told me I was crazy. They said I was crazy for, wait, that's halfway into the season, but the teams we thought that was going to win out 1 through 8, a lot of them not even there no more. So they not. That's my 2 cents, bro. And I stand on my business.
Easy day.
Easy day. We call that a layup.
Who's that mean? Oh, that's one of y'all. Okay. Is that me?
Yo, this like the best part of the show, yo. The week pick'ems, yo. You do a really great job transforming, bro. I gotta tell you, yo. You do a really good job, yo. Because this guy on the left, this guy to the left of us, yo, he be on solid mode, yo. Like, he be acting like he don't, like he's second guessing his picks, yo. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he was tiptoeing about the Ravens. I'm like, what? You serious? I said, Shorty been chopping heads off for the last 3 years, yo. The last 3 years. You can go back and look at it, yo. You can go back and look at it through the season. Now, the playoffs, that's a different deal. I agree with you.
Yeah.
However, this has been a layup for Shorty every year, man. And I don't think it's going to change because he's a two-way quarterback. And a lot of these guys are just making the phone. But
all right. Well, there you go. There you have it. Week 7 is complete. Let's see if Bruce can go undefeated on another Sunday. Apparently not, because he already has one pick that's not going to work out, and that's the Green Bay Houston pick. But let's see what we're going to have next week, guys.
Be good. Should be good.
But if you don't mind me asking, the chat has been conversating about topic 3, man. Do you want to go ahead and move to topic 3 real quick? Because apparently the chat is we're already getting LeBron conversation, Obama conversation, Kobe conversation.
Yeah,
man, who gives a fuck what LeBron got to say at a time like Obama got to say at a time like this?
All right, let's go ahead and move to it, man.
All right, we're gonna move on over.
All right, let's do it. So as you see, we're kind of getting out of order here. We're gonna skip to Obama's all-time 5. We're not going to take all night on this. This is not going to be another one of those 2-hour joints arguing and all that. Matter of fact, since Transformer, he's got an appointment, we are not going to take calls tonight. We're going to try to get through these topics and we're going to do the damn thing. So yeah, let's do this. President Obama. He recently picked his his all-time top 5. Let me see. I got the freaking I didn't put it here. Dang. All right, give me 1 second. My bad. I thought all right, 2 seconds, y'all. Go ahead, while we wait, go ahead and give you guys his thoughts on that. President Obama's top 5. Go ahead and share what it is and what you think about it. It's in the chat. It's in our chat.
Is it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I'm over here like, man, what was the top 5?
Yeah.
I know LeBron's in there, so I know that's one of the big conversations about.
Bro. I think the only reason why we doing this because
I mean the season's about to start, so it's a good topic.
We gotta
realistically, this is what the most famous basketball fan on the planet, right? So I thought it would be interesting to what?
No. So a couple of my homeboys, one his name Ron J. I say Ron J. He used to go to the White House or wherever they play, and he played with like he had like a private league, not necessarily a private pickup with the great one when he was in office, right? And he always talked about how his brother always fouled him, right? But this dude like never wavered, like he ate all that shit, and how nice Michelle was when it came time, like, oh y'all roughed him up, great, you know what I'm saying? She was like all for the shit, but Obama's a hooper, and if you follow basketball and of course they had to sign NDAs, but if you follow basketball, like this guy, he been playing much like most of us, right? Like he played in the pickup ball. He was a hooper. He a hooper. We call these guys hoopers, yo. And so given his top 5, we really have to heavily scrutinize it and not look at it from, okay, this guy is, the commander in chief. We got to really look at it for what it's worth and dissect it, right? And my guy, he's like, yo, like it was wild. Like they invited me in, and I had to sign this NDA, and then my brother was there, and it was Secret Service was there, and we was hooping, but we could really like crack this motherfucker. Like it wasn't like it wasn't one of those things where like we could like get away with like motherfucker, it was bloodshed, like type shit. Like, yo, he's a real baller, and anytime right, anytime
God,
it come to the point where it's bloodshed, but you still hooping and you still trying to enjoy yourself, man. That's definitely a win, man. For the hoopers. But getting into
let's go ahead and listen to what he had to say.
Top 5, bro, because that's important, right? That's the most important thing. Is it elbows or is it layups? Is it 3-point? Is like this guy, like, all right, the players he picked, they don't go to the hoop.
No, this is his starting 5. This is his starting 5. Let's hear what he has to say about that, and then we'll come back.
I'm basketball fan Barack Obama. I'm going to talk about my favorite starting 5. If I just put together a team where I would enjoy watching it and I think they'd beat anybody. I'm from Chicago. MJ, Michael Jordan at shooting guard. I'd put LeBron at point forward. A bunch of times he'd be bringing up the ball and he'd be distributing. He'd basically be doing some of the stuff that he did recently in the Olympics, and that is a pretty good approximation of what Magic Johnson could do. But I want a little shooting and a little flair. I'm going to put my friend Steph Curry into the mix because we're in the 3-point era, and he is the greatest shooter of all time, bar none. At center, I'm going to put Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon, whose game I think translates to today's game. He was such an amazing athlete, an anchor on defense. He's going to give you everything you need out of the center position. This last spot is tough, but I think, especially given today's game, I've got to go with Kevin Durant, KD, who may be the most efficient, effective scorer in the history of basketball. I'm feeling pretty good about that 5, beating just about anybody.
So, all right, so he had let's run through it again real quick.
Sir,
he had
sir,
Steph
help me
Curry
out.
at the 1.
Help me out, sir, because I'm a little slow here. But did I hear that he had Kevin Durant at the 5?
The 4. No, he just picked out of order. But he had Dream at his anchor. He had Dream at the 5.
Dream at the 5.
Hakeem the Dream. He had the Dream at 5.
Yeah, he had Steph at the 1, Mike at the 2, LeBron at the 3, KD at the 4 for whatever odd reason. And at the 5, he had
Hakeem, your dream.
Hakeem, your dream.
he had Dream at the 5. I mean, that's not a bad 5. What up, man? Down Sports. Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm gonna throw mine out there real quick, and then I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm not even gonna get into it, but I will tell you mine will not lose because the defense is insane. And obviously this is everybody at the peak of their powers and health. So I got Magic at the 1, Mike at the 2, Bird at the 3, Timmy at the 4, and Dream at the 5. Can't lose. Unstoppable. Carry on, gentlemen.
I have I think we had this conversation before. I believe Magic 1, Kobe 2, KD 3, KG 4, and Shaq at 5. Which I think was
Say it again.
not lose
Say your 5 again. My bad.
Magic, Kobe, KD, KG, Shaq.
That's mean. I like that. That's tough. My front court outplays yours though, and we both have Magic, so that's fine. And then you know what? Your team versus mine, that's like
neck and neck.
Best out of 10. That's 5 and 5 right there. You know what I'm saying?
Right there.
Because Kobe
like
and Mike,
Magic, Kobe and Mike,
right?
KD, Bird,
and Bird,
both can
both
shoot
in their prime and healthy. Timmy and KG, Shaq and Dream. Like that's tough. That's tough, neck, bro. Oh my, yeah, that's real tough. I like that. Okay, G.
So I'm just analyzing Obama's top 5, right? And I look at LeBron, right? LeBron at the 3, and then KD at the 4. That's like his 2 biggest weaknesses right there, right? Because defense is crazy. Like my Melo at the 3, and then I could put anybody at the 4 and crush KD because he lighting the ass. Pause.
Yeah, lightweight.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he lighting the ass. So
he got to play the 3 for me.
Steve,
yeah, so it's like I get what he going. He going totally offense, but he not looking at the defensive part of the game. And
right.
That 5 is that shit bonkers, man. I look at the Penny Hardaway top 5, right? He had Penny at the 1. That's tough to defend. I think he had like Kobe and Jordan at the 2 and the 3, and then I think he had what was it, KG at the 4, and then Shaq at the 5. I think that's a better 5 than what our
let me
48
commander in chief had. You dig what I'm saying? Like Kobe.
Let me ask you all something real quick.
KD is light, bro. Like
no doubt.
He can hit those joints, but if it's an off game, we're not getting the constant production night in and night out. We're not getting that night in and night out. Like at some point, you gotta come down in the paint and get those buckets to get you going. Like, and that doesn't exist. But that's my 2 cents, bro.
This is Obama's squad right there. So obviously Steph, MJ.
Should have just banned it on him.
Yeah, he should, but they try to take him out of the air. They try to take him out the air.
I mean, you can't go. You over here pulling me down, nigga.
Bron, Monster Bron. Here we go. Young Bron right there. About to take off. Boom.
That boy head was at the rim off a windmill.
Yeah. Obviously KD. We know what he was doing, cooking up.
You can plug KD anywhere, man. That's what's so great about KD.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, he's
tough. Plug him anywhere.
I mean, so sir, all right. So we definitely have when you start to introduce these older players like Elijah, we need to make sure that we've all following by the same set of rules, yo. Like this is.
I agree with that.
I got you.
You're 100% right. Now it becomes a game where we able to use our forearms, right? And you can hand check. Like you can't just throw these names out here and be like, oh, all right, the game they played was different than the game that's played today. That's my 2 cents, bro. Like I don't.
You're right.
But I default to the early 90s because that's the type of ball that I'm used to playing. Like, hey, listen, man, these refs they don't.
Bruce, what up?
They're not active when we in the trenches.
What up, Bruce?
They not listen, sir. They not active when we in the trenches, bro. They not active. They not active. Like you can't call that foul. Oh yeah, that's.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me interrupt you real quick. Sid Bubba, really? Who's stopping LeBron going downhill? What happens when he gets to the rim and Tim Duncan and Dream are there on my squad? What happens?
Or KG and
You're
Shaq.
not getting that.
Nobody's
KG
jamming
and
on
Shaq,
Yo,
right?
when Shaq is there, yo,
Shaq
that's
gonna throw his ass out the
That's the
way.
thing.
That's
We
different
always
money,
talk
yo.
about, we
That's
always
different
talk
money,
about
yo.
LeBron going downhill, but the fact is the way the game is played now with the floor so spread and you can't touch nobody, he got wide open paints most of the time. Also, because there's not real power forwards anymore. You playing against these teams we put together, LeBron is not going downhill that way. I'm
We
trying to
can't
tell
do
you.
this shit. We can't do this shit without having like
Said
a
Bubba,
set of
who has
rules.
ever went through Shaq? Ever.
We saw
Ever.
how Oakley changed the game, bro. Like Oakley had
Nobody was going
folks
through it.
not wanting to come in the paint.
Facts.
Yeah.
He had,
And if you did, he hard fouling the hell out of you because he's too big. He's 300 plus. He's like, no,
Okay,
you
so-
trying to come up here? Throwing you
All
on
right,
the
so
floor.
here's the question though: when these dudes put together these teams, right?
Yeah.
Are they putting it together? Like I assumed because of what he said, because when President Obama said at the end, he thinks that they have a really good chance, of beating just about anybody. Do y'all think that these guys are putting these teams together with the mindset of this is a team that can go out and win games, or is it just these five guys that I like getting put together? Because like a lot of times you see dudes putting Kobe and Mike on the floor together, and I'm like, well, that doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of weird stuff happening. I've seen some.
I'll say this,
like,
bro.
mhm.
I'll say this: if you put LeBron on the court, he's not going to play 82 games.
But I don't think we're talking about 82 games. We might, at most, we're talking about a series, right?
So,
one game of a series, right?
Hear me out, bro. Hear me out.
Your
Like,
bench clearly.
if we talk about certain sets of players, the that longevity isn't there. Like that playing through injuries isn't there. It doesn't exist in that era.
I think this is more of like in a series. If you was to put these guys like my 5 against your 5 in a series of games, like a 7-game series. I mean, no, I'm not going to think about a whole entire season. That's kind of asinine to kind of think that far.
How can we not do that? Though? How can we not do that?
Because a lot of things playing into an entire season.
No, sir. There's certain attributes that makes these guys who they are. Like this era was known to play more games than this era. So how can we just like totally like, oh, we just gonna completely just like not like acknowledge the fact
I don't get why we would put it in there.
Why wouldn't we?
What does that have to do with anything?
It has everything.
The fact if you played 82 games or you played 78.
Because at the end of the game, like at the end of the day, the games that these guys play hasn't increased, but the amount of games that these guys played has decreased. And so we look at like a Michael Jordan, who's the GOAT. He played all 82 games, but we see some of these guys who are deemed the GOAT who won't play. Like we just heard the Embiid who said, I won't play back-to-back games.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah,
it's a softer league. Why won't you play back-to-back games when these guys didn't have the ability to say that during that time? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, you could thank Greg Popovich for that type of mentality.
No. We
can't because he started it.
We can't blame the coach, bro. We can't blame the coach. We can only blame the player. Because at the end of the day, we don't say that this guy was a better player. We can't say that Tim Duncan was a better player because he had Greg. We can't say that. Only thing we can say is this guy.
He was a better player because he had Greg.
We can say his heart was bigger.
Who's this now?
Greg.
Wait, what?
Tim Duncan.
No. I'm just saying. Like all coaches aside, all everything aside. The only thing that I'm saying is like, how do we differentiate between, who was the more of a gladiator in this sport versus
see it on the floor?
Yeah, and so if you don't show up, if you're not, man, listen, we all read the headlines here, and this shit, the chat about to blow up. We all read the headlines where we had a guy where it was 7-2. He giving you can tell me who this guy was. It doesn't even matter. But this guy said, "Hey, listen, I'm not playing back-to-back games." His camp said he's not playing back-to-back games, bro. He not playing back-to-back games, bro. We never heard
back them.
We never heard this shit before, bro. But now it's normalized to the point where it's like all right, at some point, like the gladiator aspect of this shit has to take place. And if
It
I
doesn't have
played
to
in the
anymore. You know why?
80s,
I
hold on,
agree with
sir.
you, G, but
Hold
the
on,
money
sir.
is too
Hold on,
big
sir.
now.
I'm almost done. I'm almost done. If the 80s and the 90s, these guys didn't have say, but now in the 2000, 2010, 2020, now these guys can be like, oh, you know what? I'm not playing. It's a softer league, bro. That's the only thing I'm
Facts.
saying. It's a
Oh,
softer league.
No,
you're not gonna get
that's without
pushback from
question.
me
How do
on
you
that. We
lose
know
I don't
that.
think that
points?
has nothing to do with this topic, but I agree with what you're saying. It's
No,
definitely a
no,
softer
no,
league.
no. Rock with me. Rock with me for a second, yo. Rock with me. Don't
Yeah.
go against. Rock with me because the chat gonna
No,
go
I
against.
agree
They
with
gonna
it.
tell me,
I'm just
you know what I mean? We gonna say that like LeBron is, their king and their GOAT, but the only thing I'm saying is like some of these players who we give a back seat to
Mhm.
because of their either skill or these guys wasn't downhill players or they didn't, you know what I'm saying? It's because, they didn't have a choice. They had to play with neck braces and shit. They had to play with neck braces. Like these guys showed up every day. Whereas though we not getting that as fans, we not getting that. If this guy feel like, oh, I got a shin splint, they not playing.
Mm-hmm.
But back in the
Man,
day,
that's
these
up to it.
guys didn't have a choice. And
Kevin
you can't.
McHale played an entire playoff run with a broken foot. An entire playoff run. That's crazy.
That's different. That's
He got
different.
that shooting left-handed
How?
That's
because he couldn't
different.
shoot right-handed.
That's different from the modern fan, right? The
Oh, okay.
modern
I got
fan,
you. Okay.
yeah, the modern fan has to deal with that when they pay their season tickets. Like, oh yeah,
Mhm.
this guy ain't gonna play because he got a snotty nose. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's not gonna
Yeah,
be
no
able to
doubt.
play because he got a snotty nose. It don't take away from what the player is. Like it's just a
Why
different
doesn't
type
it?
of game.
Why doesn't it? If
It
you because you mentioned the gladiatory portion, right? The gladiator portion. You mentioned that. So if the players got that THS, how does it not? Let me know.
because the fans are different, bro. They okay with their GOAT not playing with a snotty nose. Whereas though back in the day, that shit was unacceptable. If you didn't play, like, oh, all right, we on to the next. Like, yo wasn't tough. He wasn't tough enough. But these
Mm,
guys are willing to accept a snotty nose
is an
for
idiot.
a reason of not showing up and showing out, bro. Because at the end of the day, who paying their money for it? Hey, Bruce, you feel me? I know you know what I'm talking about. You see where I'm going, yo. It's not necessarily
No. I
the
get it.
players on the court. It has more to do with what these fans are allowing, and so they are lowballing their self by allowing their GOAT to put this bullshit on the field where they can low balance and play
I think it
every
plays a
other
role.
game, huh?
I think it plays a role, yeah. But I think also, man, these dudes, they gotta have it in of themselves to say, nah, man, I'm going out here and compete. And a lot of these guys, I've been saying it for a long time. A lot of these guys, they don't want to compete. It is what it is,
How is that your GOAT if he won't play with a snotty nose and you got to go to work with COVID?
Oh,
Oh, I'm
you
sorry.
can't
My
ask,
bad.
you,
My
you
bad.
can't
My
ask me
bad.
that
My
question.
bad. My bad. My bad. My bad, shorty. My bad. My bad. You
Yeah,
got to go to work and make ends meet for your
yeah.
family. But you know what I'm saying? I ain't got to step on this court and play a kids game
Mhm.
with a snotty nose. I digress. I'm a digress
Well, well,
because
I will say this. In all seriousness, it's the money is so big now. I think these guys don't even feel that like they don't feel that push, that drive to really go out there and, as you say, get it out the mud because the money is just so big. That's what I think. So they're looking at it as it's an investment, so I can play longer. But what's the point you playing longer if you're not like if I'm playing less to play more seasons, like what's the point? You know what I mean? Now, if you tell me like Kareem, I played 20 years, but I played 80 plus games. How many of them, right? If I'm John Stockton, I played 19 years, but I played 82 games. What was it? 12 times, 13 times, something crazy like that. And 80 plus games, 17 out of 19 seasons. Like that's different. But now, if you're saying now, well, I played 16 years in the league, that's fantastic. But I averaged 55, 60 games. That's not the same. You know what I mean? So I get what you're saying, G. I do. But these guys, I think a lot of them missing something inside. But, It's a different culture. Like you said, it's a different time. The money is so much bigger. These guys aren't thinking like that. I think many of them don't care.
Yeah, I mean, we still playing a kids game here. Like we talking about a kids game here. And if you can't play with a snotty nose and or yo, Steve, that's my
Steve
guy,
is
yo.
wild. Yeah,
That's
Steve
my
is
guy,
wild.
yo. That's my
But
guy.
hey, look, Sid Bubba, let me answer this real quick. Hold on. No. I'm not gonna let you get away with this, Sid Bubba. You're lucky we're not taking calls tonight. But real quick, you cannot. I hear the LeBron fans do this so often. Well, we had a terrible team, and what was we supposed to do in the finals? But you were good enough to get there. Stop it. That terrible team was good enough to get there, and then all of a sudden LeBron just decided he was going to stop playing at the highest level, huh? I mean, he did that 6 times out of 10, but that's not the point. The point is you don't get to have it both ways, Sid Bubba. That ain't it, bro. That's not it. You don't. Be objective.
I will tell you that he ran against a team that was just far better than the team that he played in the East.
Hey, so live your level.
But the Spurs not a juggernaut? And they
No,
figured
the
out. They
East,
said they had one game plan.
That Spurs
It was
team.
the East. It was the East. And what I firmly believe is that the East was so bad at the time that LeBron came in that we had to make him the face of the East because there was nobody else there.
So the East was not. It wasn't when he made the run, like the 8 straight finals. That's when the East got like a lot worse.
It looked like the East this year, right? When the Celtics won, there was almost no team that was like a complete.
That was in the play. Like that's the playoffs, though.
Yeah,
Shots
there was
fired.
no. It definitely shot fired.
I know you. I know it was.
But you know how I get down, bro. Like it ain't nothing new, bro. It ain't nothing new.
No.
You understand what it is. It's all about money at the end of the day. And sometimes we get like, as fans or fanatics, we kind of get like behind, like, oh,
facts,
God,
Bruce, facts.
this dude is crazy, yo. This dude is crazy, yo. Like, oh my gosh, he only playing like every 3 days, but we can. To the calendar, this guy gonna show up and he gonna show out. But you know why? Because this bitch not really hurt. He choose not to play, yo, because his team is trash. Anybody, and it's not targeted at anybody. It's just
okay.
There's a certain level of softness, right? There's a certain level of softness. Whereas though we see this with the players who are not like superstars, but they on a borderline of superstar,
bro.
They on a borderline of superstar.
Oh
like,
my goodness.
What's the guy dude? What's the guy name for the Phillies? I mean for Philadelphia 76ers. Who
Joel Embiid.
I keep going back to him because you know what? He talk about the dude from the Nuggets. What's his name?
All right, my bad. Say it again. What'd you say?
The center for the Nuggets. Who's his arch nemesis?
Jokic. Jokic.
I'm not asking you these questions because I don't know who I'm talking about. I'm asking you these questions so you can echo it to the group. But Jokic hoop, he play every game, bro. Like,
he does.
Yeah, and if Joel Embiid played every game, he will have a lot more
respect,
fans, and respect.
Yeah,
I agree. I think he would have probably been to a tip by now.
Right? Like,
I agree.
This guy wouldn't be taking these MVPs from him like every year because this dude is unavailable, bro. Like, that's all. The Joker in my eyes, like, I seen this guy play. I was like, God damn, Shorty, he there. He play every minute of the game, damn near, and he show up every game.
I mean, we talking about the playoffs or regular season? Because he don't play nowhere near most of the game in the regular season. Jokic?
No. I'm sorry.
Not even close.
Jokic
don't play nowhere near the whole game.
Let me respond to Edward Jackson real quick.
He's always playing when there's a big light on. I'll say that.
Okay, yeah. When there was a big time game, he comes.
When it's a big light, right? It's a big light. He's always there. However, my other guy, he's just like always missing, man. And
yo, Brandon, chill, bro, man. Chill. Stop being a homer.
Strickland. Oh, damn, that's definitely homer.
Yeah, Brandon is a real 1000% DC, bro. So you got to let him live. That's how it gets down. Yo, but real quick, Edward Jackson. Let me
get killed.
Check this out.
Hold on. What are we talking about here? I don't see.
Edward Jackson. So this is why I said what I had said, right? we can't keep going with the LeBron was only 22 years old. He had no business being in the finals in 07 or 08 when he got 07 when he got beat by the Spurs. Why do we keep getting to use that as an excuse, right? Because in the Eastern Conference Finals, right, when he put up the 48 special and did all that incredible stuff, which was incredible, he absolutely was incredible in that series. So I'll give him that, especially in what was that, the Game 5, the 48 special, Game 5, I believe. Anyway, when he had, as Young Disciple said, 29 out of the last 30 versus the Pistons. That was a Detroit Pistons team. Let's keep in mind, no Ben Wallace. But anyway, that was a Detroit Pistons team that had been to the Eastern Conference Finals 6 years straight. So that was an outstanding team, right? That's a Detroit Pistons team that 3 years prior was a world champion and 2 years prior was in the finals and took it to Game 7 against those same Spurs. Why do I bring this up? Because if he could work his way through and get and lift his level and lift his team past those Pistons who weren't that far off of the Spurs, we can't then use it as an excuse to say, well, he had no business there. Or what was he supposed to do against the Spurs? No. You don't get to have it both ways. But this wasn't really even the point of this freaking discussion. I just wanted to discuss Obama's all-time starting five because I thought it was an interesting list. And I'm not mad at it. I thought he put a very good team together. I like my team better. More defense, more rebounding, more post scoring. And I think, you'll punish people like that. But
trash.
Everybody who gets traded isn't good, huh? All right, Young Disciple, you got it. But anyway, yeah, so I just wanted to bring that up. I thought it was an interesting team, a nice lineup. I don't know. I guess,
I mean, we never really did address the lineup.
Right?
I did. Y'all didn't.
Yeah, because I talked about mine.
Y'all didn't. I did. Y'all did.
Yeah.
I talked about it because I talked about mine, and I said I didn't. I thought it was a cool lineup, but I had a lineup that was going to beat him. Remember I said that?
Yeah, but I mean, we didn't dive into like reasons why he must have picked such and such guy.
Obama.
Going. Detail.
I think
detail about it.
He got KD at the fucking
at the 4. I think that's really weird.
Yeah, yo.
Yeah.
He like
my question is,
what
time are we playing?
Fucking feed the children.
What time?
As in under what rules?
It don't matter.
Yeah, like what time are we playing?
Bruce,
power forward, bro.
Bruce, chill with the damn
power forward,
chill with
bro.
the be more homer crap, yo. Sam Cassell did not. You know what? I got you. You good. Go ahead, G. What you were saying? I said, Bruce, like, I see what he likes to do. But I'll tell you, Bruce, you know who won the championship for Houston. You know who won.
Hakeem, your dream.
Your dream.
That's who won the championship for Houston. You know that, and I know that. But anyway,
I'm gonna let y'all cook, yo. I'm gonna take it.
No. It's all good. But yeah, this wasn't even supposed to turn into one of those topics, but
it's more happening, yo. Like,
that's how polarizing LeBron is.
I'm tired of hearing this shit, bro. Like, I'm tired of hearing all this bullshit about. All right, well, if this is a gladiator sport, who's the fucking toughest, right?
Who's the what?
Like, who's the toughest? If this guy's only playing 1 in every 3 games, he's low balancing. He's not really like getting it done, and you know what I mean. Like, he's not really dominating. I ain't say no names, bro. I ain't say no names.
I mean, because you can't be talking about LeBron because
names, bro.
When Bron was in his prime, he played 70 points every year.
Listen, at 14, Shorty was him.
Who?
He was him.
Who?
LeBron.
Okay.
He was him at 14. However, there's a certain mentality that goes into, being a GOAT. And for me, he just missed the mark on that. That's all. That's it. Like, it's just a certain level of aura that he just couldn't do what the other folks was doing.
When it comes to LeBron, as great as his career has been,
I'm not saying like 40,000 calories.
Right. No, nobody's saying that.
I'm trying to figure out how is this about LeBron and Gladiator. What does Gladiator and LeBron have to do with Obama's top 5? Can we get to the topic? The topic of conversation is Obama's top 5. What does Gladiator and LeBron James got to do with him being the top 5?
Oh, sir, you moved it.
You moved it. I didn't even start. I didn't even say anything. You moved the hell out of it.
Yeah, you moved it.
I did.
I was just responding to you because we was talking, but
I'm like, where's he going with this, bro? This is about Obama's top 5. What does this got to do with LeBron being a gladiator?
I'm gonna say this, man. For the last 3 weeks.
Exactly, said Bubba.
Listen, I let the young disciple go ham. I let motherfucking Who else?
Was it
Where
Bruce?
my guy? Where
It
my
was
guy? I let
Bruce.
Bruce go crazy. I
Nino
let you
came
go
in.
crazy. I let Bruce Hope go crazy. I let Transformer go crazy. But ain't nobody here for me, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Real talk. Ain't nobody
No,
here for
but
me.
that was just a question. Like, what was the purpose? Like, what was the goal?
Yeah, I think we were
you
trying to
getting
figure
at?
out where you were going with your argument because we were
All right,
talking
first
about.
and foremost, I already debunked his top 5, right? If you still on that top 5, you slow. You need to catch up, right?
But we didn't spend any time on it at all.
That's the topic though.
No. Y'all use that as a point to
A jumping off point.
top 5. Yeah,
okay.
For your top 5. But I already told you, like, yo, that 4 and that 5, they lighten the ass. Like,
Yo, you didn't even give your top 5, did you? All I heard was Melo with the 3.
Bro. I did.
Say it again.
No, you said Melo was one of them. We didn't hear
I
nothing.
heard Melo with the 3. I didn't hear anything else. What's your 5?
That's all I need. That's all I need to say. But
God
however, that's all I needed to say, yo. That's
Who
all
is
I
the
need.
5, man?
That's all I need to say. However,
you got me out here using profanity, man.
I'm gonna say this. He had Steph at his 1, right?
Yep.
I had Steph at my 1. They cancel each other out.
Okay.
Who he had at his 2?
Jordan.
I had Mike at my 2. They cancel each other out. All right. Who he had at his 3?
KD.
Bron.
I mean, Bron. My bad, Bron.
Bron. All right. So Bron ain't going 1-on-1. We already saw what that happens. Joe didn't even want to play him in the Garden when he gave him 62. Him and D Wade set the bench. He fried the shit out of Miami. All right. So that's no contest. You don't.
We already know he's gonna duck that matchup. We know that.
Sir, you don't get to sit down when there's wreck on the court. Everybody know that. You got to play. You don't be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna sit here with my.
Why are you talking to me like I'm disagreeing with you? I'm with you.
I'm not talking.
I'm with you. You know that.
I'm not talking to you. Let me cook, shorty. Like I let you cook all the time. Why you not let me cook?
My bad. It looked like you looking at me, man.
I get what you're saying, yo. I get what you're saying.
I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Let me
I
go
thought
ahead
you were
and
addressing me directly.
let me go ahead and get the Bruce Hope pom-poms and sit down, yo.
Nah, not even. I really,
I let everybody cook. I let everybody talk. I let everybody talk.
Okay, so Melo at your 3. Who's the 4?
At my 3, yeah, and LeBron ain't doing nothing. We seen him duck wreck all the time, yo. 40,000 empty points. Granted, Melo don't have no rings. That don't have nothing to do with nothing.
How's the 40,000 empty? Let's stay on topic. Who's your 4?
My 4 is Tim Duncan.
Timmy. All right, 5.
That's a nice 4.
Yeah, and I got Hakeem Olajuwon. I'm sorry, not Hakeem.
There you go.
I'm sorry, not Hakeem. Fuck, what is his name, bro?
Jack?
Yeah. No. Forget his name, bro. That's
Dwight Howard? Who the hell?
No, sir.
Who you talking about? Kareem. I'm not mad at that.
It didn't change, yo. It don't change. I had Timmy at the 4, Kareem at the 5.
Not mad.
Melo at the 3. Huh?
No, I said Mr. Skyhook. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I look at this, I immediately think of that. But I get what you guys going. I'm sorry. I'm on some other shit. Let me know when we get volatile. Let me know when we can get volatile in this chat. Let me know. I'm gonna digress. I'm gonna fall back. But I'm gonna say this, man. And as a fan of basketball, I've been watching the shit since I was 5, bro. Like I've been watching basketball since I'm 5, and I like to think that I know a lot about the sport. One thing I never saw is the game change from it's all about bread now, right? It's all about money and how much you can get, and it's not necessarily about what the fan take away from the game. And when it comes to the fan, I think we are the uppermost important because, if I gotta spend $300 on a fucking basketball game, right? Like that means that I might be eating Bings for the rest of the week to watch these folks. I might be eating Bings for the rest of the week to watch these folks. Not saying that's a realistic thing, but
I get it.
Like that for a lot of people, that's what it is. And to have these players sit and motherfuckers like kiss ass, like, oh yeah, that's cool. Like, nah, bro, that ain't cool. They gaming the system because at the end of the day, it should be about your fans. And I think that the love for the fans has been lost, and the business aspect has taken over. And there's no right there's no checks and balance for that. Like we can go back and forth about like who's best, but at the same time, if that drive not to play for the fans that don't exist, then what are we doing here, man? We getting scammed just like the owners getting scammed. That's my 2 cents, bro. I ain't got nothing else, bro. I promise you I don't.
No doubt. Transformer, one more time. What was your 5, bro?
Magic, Kobe, KD, KG, Shaq.
That's a beautiful 5. I like that one too. I would love to see your 5 again.
It changes every motherfucking week, bro. It changes every week.
I think that's been
mine.
I think he's had the same 5. I know mine don't change. I would love to see your 5 versus my 5. That'd be
I think it'd be. I like it. Man. I mean, because like I said, everybody talks about King beat Shaq and all that. Yeah, we got it. But that was the prime of him. That wasn't prime yet. You know what I mean? I want to see
Melo will get like 4 texts.
Monster.
Melo will get 2 texts and be gone if he was giving LeBron a business, man. We saw him put up 62. This dude ain't want. He ain't even want that smoke. I'm talking to the chat because that's normally.
I'm like, what the?
I normally let you guys cook, but I'm talking to the chat.
You're right though. You're right.
He's a better isolation player, and he hooped every game. He ain't care. Yo ain't had all that drama on the sideline. I don't understand how grown man.
I'll tell you one thing. Melo wasn't stopping him from getting in the paint, though.
Huh?
I said Melo wasn't stopping him on defense either. That's also a fact.
Melo never been a defender, so
exactly. That's my point.
And LeBron ain't never been a defender. But however, we
hear much better defender than Melo.
We hear about the greatest of the greats talking about how hard Melo was defending. We never hear about
in the
greatest
post.
Of the great talking about how hard LeBron was.
No, not just in the post, Transformer, not just in the post.
But I've never seen Melo on that defensive player team. I've never seen him in the talks for defensive player of the year. That's LeBron, bro. That's LeBron.
Knowledge, man. It's common knowledge. But he was a hard.
How's it common knowledge? But he's not even up there in the 5.
He played every game hard.
So Transformer, I really believe that's one of those things. Like how I always say, like LeBron had a lot of things working his way during his career to further the narrative. That's one of those things, man. If we know that LeBron made multiple All NBA defensive teams, but if we really watch, like, who did this dude really get in the crouch and lock up? Like, really, we didn't see that. We didn't.
I mean, but we can look at the top. I mean, the top 5 defensive players of the first defensive team, right? They ain't clamping niggas all year, bro. Let's be real, dog.
I'm not saying all year.
Let's be real. They not clamping niggas all year. You can go back and you can watch multiple series, multiple games where in the fourth quarter, when Bron's on you, it's a tough day.
Did you hear what you said? He waits until selected stretches of the fourth quarter. He doesn't
did that.
No.
I just got one thing.
I love Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant will wait until the fourth quarter to check.
Whenever I get my window to talk.
Yeah, go ahead.
Whenever I get my window to talk, I got.
You had your 2 cents, bro. Hush, dummy.
I got one thing to say, yo. I got one more thing to say. And I know we're going to take up for LeBron because he got 40,000 points. Those are 40,000 empty calories because he lost.
How was that empty calories?
He lost 10 times. He only won 4 times. However, what we do here,
he lost 6 times. Even though this man Melo never won a motherfucking chip, you always hear people give him his respect when it comes to in the trenches, right? Like when it really matters. Like, yo, this is one of the hardest motherfuckers to defend. You never hear about people giving LeBron his flowers. Like when they start giving him his flowers, what does that got to do with this man scoring 40 grand?
He don't have a bag, bro. Like this point.
He doesn't. Who stopped it though? Who stopped it? Nobody stopped the nigga with no bag. Make it make sense, bro. Nobody stopped the nigga with no bag scoring 40,000 points. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. He scored 40,000 points with no bag.
He no bag, bro.
He track and field. So every point he ever scored was a fast break dunk. Got it. Check.
I'm not saying so that. This nigga go one pick, a high post pick. Only thing I'm saying is when it comes to the isolation shit, nobody's giving him. You can't look at LeBron like, oh yeah, this guy was a supreme isolation player. You never heard.
I can say many a times. You never heard. If you switch him on a one-on-one, he's driving right through you to get to the basket. He's driving right through to get to the basket, bro.
I haven't heard the Bean say it. I haven't heard AI say it. I haven't heard Mike say it.
Yeah,
I haven't
nobody's
heard
saying
nobody else say this shit.
Yeah, nobody's saying
except
that.
for fans. That's
Yeah,
it.
nobody.
I
That's
haven't
a
heard
fact.
nobody
That's a
else
fact.
say this shit, bro.
No,
Say what? Say what exactly?
When it comes to on wax, just like motherfuckers was going to see Hakeem to learn how to, post the game, they was going to see Melo to figure out how to fucking do the isolation.
You know what? Real talk.
Transformer. How are we saying that because he had not one direct move that we can go and say LeBron did this? How is that 40,000 empty calories? Now we're talking about the man's record. What does that have to do with anything, bro?
No, that's a stretch. The empty calorie piece is a stretch.
For me, right? For me, I see other players that don't have as many as 40,000, but they got way more rings than this cat. Right?
And way more
see
skills.
This dude with so many points.
So that should be a testament to how good he is.
Hold on, sir. For so many losses. And that changed the dynamic of how
some niggas didn't even get there. So that's even worse. You couldn't even fucking get there, bro. You couldn't even get there. Melo couldn't even get there.
Wait.
You couldn't skip a finals, bro. You couldn't skip a finals.
Hold on.
I hear stories about this motherfucker like ducking work.
Oh yeah, we know that.
I hear ducking work finals because he couldn't get there. Melo was ducking the finals.
Hold on.
Melo ducked the finals.
Ducking work, yo. Like,
I know it.
There's 3 parts to this shit, right? There's 3 parts, right?
There's no 3 parts. You take everything that LeBron is doing and you're negating it because of this nigga ain't got no bag. We know that nigga ain't got no bag, but who's stopping him? Who's stopping the nigga with no bag? Nobody did, bro. Nobody did.
I'm gonna let you cook, but then I only
an entire Eastern Conference. We always say, hey, if you suit up, you made it to the NBA. You one of the best players. You one of the best players in the country, and you made it to this sport. You should. You a baller, right? We say that all the time. But now, because it's LeBron, oh man, it was the East was whack. But he still got to play all them games. He got to play all them series. He still got to make it to the finals every single time.
Transformer, it's not that. It's no.
I got 3
no. Because you about to move the goalposts again. You about to move the goalposts again because Melo never did it. Melo never did it.
Hold on, fellas. Hold on. First of all,
but because he got a bag, he elevated. What?
Transformer, chill. Hold on. First of all, we know you gotta get out of here, and this wasn't supposed to.
Nah, man, hell no. He ain't going nowhere now.
God damn it, chill, man.
He ain't going nowhere now, bro. We locked in. Give us 5 minutes.
Here's the deal.
Give us 5 minutes, sir. Can we have 5 minutes? Can we have 5 minutes? Transformer, you got 5 minutes?
Barely.
You got
I'm supposed to get off like 30 minutes ago.
All right, I get 30 seconds.
It ain't gonna be good when you go in there.
Go.
You stop talking. All right. So the first point I got really quick is, when
exactly
I look at,
said Bubba.
Yeah, when I look, Sid Bubba don't count. When I look at fucking LeBron, right? The first thing I think is like, all right, got 4 rings, and everybody want to count all the rings that he had. Boom, cool. When I look at how many times he lost, right? That's a deal breaker for me. But when I look at the culture, the fraternity of basketball, like these guys who's talking about who was who and what was what, they always fail to realize, they always fail to talk, to get this man his props when it comes to the point of like how he changed the game for them.
That's true.
Right? Like how he changed the game for them and them getting that bread. Like he definitely was one of those guys, but at the same time, as a fan, right? As a fan, we don't get to reap the benefits of what this motherfucker, how much money this guy's making, because all we see is like ducking work. We don't see him really like dominate. We saw him dominate early on. He was the face of the league, and so he had the machine behind him. The same way we look at Sexy Red, right? And how much numbers she bring in. It's the same shit. He's like a modern day Sexy Red, bro. Like he not going to the Super Bowl. He's not going
to go that far, bro.
Yeah, bro. What the fuck are you saying?
You wilding right now, man.
A modern day Sexy Red, bro.
Bugging right now. Look, the fact is, let's keep it simple. Let's keep it simple here. LeBron is an all-time great player. He's just not what they say. He's not in that GOAT debate. It's that simple. I don't know why this is so hard. He's an all-time great player. He's had an all-time great career. He's just not what they say. Like, it's that easy. It's that easy.
Now stop right there.
I'm done.
What the fuck that got to do with Obama's top 5?
I don't know, man. I was trying to stop y'all. Y'all went crazy with it, man.
What are we talking about?
Yo, who the fuck cares? First of all, who the fuck cares what Obama got to say at a time like this? Yo? First of all, who cares, yo? Like
it's basketball season. You know we got to get that basketball.
To vote for
we got to get basketball topics in, bro.
No. We're not doing that. We definitely not doing that. Chill. We're not doing that.
I hear you there.
No, but it's because the season starts next week, and he's the most famous basketball fan on earth. It's that simple.
way.
That's what it is. What you mean, no way? What you mean, no way?
He is kind of the most famous basketball fan on earth.
I thought he used to be president of the United States of America for 2 terms.
One of the most famous politicians, yo. He's not the most famous basketball.
All right,
there's no such thing as the most famous basketball fan, yo.
I'm saying when you go overseas, the one fan you know that's a fan of the NBA is Obama. You know him as the 44th president of the United States of America.
Thank you.
That's how he's the most famous basketball fan.
2 terms.
It shouldn't be that way, yo. That's like the same thing. That's like saying LeBron is the best player to ever play the game. That's not true, yo.
What? Where do you get these analogies you make, man?
Because you looked at his top 5, bro. Listen, sir. You looked at his top 5 and you saw deficiencies in it, right?
Yeah, I did.
All right. I rest my case. All right, next slide.
Because KD at the 4 is still puzzling.
Yeah, that's crazy work.
That's bad.
Yeah, I don't like KD at the 4. I like what he did from 1, 2, 3.
And say that he's the most famous basketball fan to ever play the game. When there's basketball players who are still fans.
Curry at the 1.
Yeah,
I like Curry at the 1 because I see why he has Bron in there. Bron takes over for Magic for me. So yeah, Curry, Bron, MJ. It's just KD at the 4. I don't like.
You're not the most famous. You're not the most famous fan that ever watched the sport of basketball. Yeah. He played.
I'm not going to argue this.
Did I say Jack Nicholson?
Jesus Christ, yo. Yeah, it could be anybody, yo. At this point, motherfucking Donald.
So
Trump
you go overseas, right? Because we're talking overseas. That's why we said the most famous in the world.
I don't know why Bruce.
You go to France, folks don't know who Spike Lee is. They don't know who. Like, come on, man. The leaders of the free world know who the 44th president of the United States is. That's school curriculum. Spike Lee is not in no school curriculum, bro.
Facts.
Jack Nicholson is not in school curriculum.
Facts.
Barack Obama is in school curriculum overseas.
Yes.
So everybody knows who Obama is.
He just like to stir the pot, real talk. I think he just like to stir the pot.
What are we talking about?
Bruiser.
I really don't see no relevance in him being outside of him hooping and being a hooper. I don't really see like this international like clutch that he has with that top 5. He should know better than put fucking. If he was like the ultimate fan, he should know better than put fucking KD at the 4.
In this modern NBA, KD could
play
the
4, bro. At the
today,
4.
If you was asking him to put that lineup in today, that team is dominating.
Right.
I give up.
That team is dominating today.
I give up, bro. There's no way, yo.
Because you're powerful.
There's some balance in this shit, yo. You can pick the softest goddamn person in the world just because you can shoot a jump shot. Makes him the ultimate fan. No, sir.
Yeah, I'm talking. What we're talking about today. Today, though. Today, KD at the 4.
Motherfuckers ain't 4, bro. No shoulders, no neck.
No shoulders, no neck. Bruce, real quick, and then we going. Hey, we about to move off this topic real quick. Bruce, Hakeem is not in the GOAT discussion for most. I personally could put him there because he's the second best two-way player of all time. So I think he should be in the argument. He's the only player ever to retire top 10 in 4 major statistical categories at the time of retirement. He did that. Nobody else can say that, but however you look at it. But I get it if somebody is not in the GOAT discussion. But we really would. This was not supposed to take this turn. But what we're gonna do at this point, we're not even gonna open the phone lines. We're not doing that. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna move on to the next topic, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, Transform, if you gotta go, yo, you gotta go.
Yeah, I'm gonna depart. Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go be a husband for the night.
Yeah, man. Open the timeline, open the lines up so they can read them. Listen, doing that. I'm all about. Listen, I'm all about it, bro. I'm all about it, bro.
Nah, for real.
I'm all about it, bro. Like real talk, yo. Somebody tell me why
that went crazy.
That softer means better. In this modern NBA, somebody tell me that. Why does softer means better?
It doesn't.
Because I need to know why does softer means better, yo. Like
they're gonna tell you that softer.
Why are these snowflakes running around here like they run the goddamn world, knowing damn well?
Oh my goodness!
Like when it comes down to it, you're not gonna be able to stop a Karl Malone with a Kevin Durant, yo. Be for real, bro.
But
I know that, and you know that. Many other people don't know that. But all right, we're gonna go ahead and move it to New York Jets, and we're gonna go back to this topic. That was supposed to be the second one. And that this will be brief, man. G, you weren't here. When did this drop? This news drop yesterday, Transformer?
time out. All right, because y'all about to roll into it. All right. Chat. Love you guys. Brothers, I love you guys. I'm about to head up out of here if we can go be a husband. It was a great debate today. You guys showed up in the chat. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, push this content because as you see, it gets heated, but we all love each other, man. It's all fun, sports, debate, talk. It's great conversation, especially when you guys are in the chat commenting the way you guys are commenting. It's hard to even keep up at this point when you guys are just, flooding it so much, but we do love it. We do love you guys' support. You guys be safe. Tay, Jets, Jets. You guys take it over, man. I'm going to see you guys on Saturday. Peace.
All right, brother. Have a good night, man.
Yes, sir.
Yo, first of all, just because the Transformer guy do his husbandly duties don't mean that we get to stop the train from moving, yo. You feel me?
Not stopping the train.
That's my dog, yo. I swear to God, that's my dog, yo. Like
we moving the train along,
yeah,
brother.
that's my dog, yo. That's my dog, yo. And the whole reason why we was talking about Obama's top 5 is because I felt like there was some discrepancies and some inconsistencies in the 5 that he picked, just like we saw with the Penny Hardaway 5 and or the who else? Give me another one. Pick one. Trey Young.
Yeah, we talked
Trey Young
about
had an awful one, and Anthony Edwards. His shit was awful too. So we can't just look at these people who throw out these top 5s and say, oh yeah, because they are the best fans that these guys got it right every time. Like that's all. That's the only thing I'm saying, man. Like I ain't no disrespect to whoever your favorite hero is, your king. You know what I'm saying? Whoever you call that guy who's your best basketball player who ever played the game, but at the same time, we all gotta be able to look at these things for what they worth, man. And Obama didn't really have it right. Like KD with no shoulders and no neck should not be at a power forward.
G. We talked about that.
My 2 cents.
We agree on that, but in the modern NBA, he can play it.
Ain't no such thing. Ain't no such thing. Ain't no such thing. We see Wemby, right? We see Wemby on steroids, right? This motherfucker he got like 20-inch biceps. Not because he gonna play the center, but he know he gotta like really beef up to deal with some of these players, bro. Like he could play the 4, he could play the 5, right? He could play what they call a swing. What they call him now? Swing 4,
stretch 4,
soft 4. We can play a soft 4. I'm gonna call it a soft 4, right? He can play the soft 4, but at some point he had to put some muscle on, bro. Like at some point you got to check into that weight program and bulk up. It's just what it is.
It's not what it is in 2024.
It's what it is, bro. Nah,
look
man.
At the power forwards today. It's not what it is in 2024. That's why KD could play the 4 because it's guys aren't going to the post. They're not really rebounding like that. They're not going on the block and scoring like that. All those things that you need the weight room strength for are not existent in today's game.
And that's what you're not
realizing.
That's why he's not winning, bro. That's why he's not winning. He is not winning. He's a big name in this league, but he's not winning. He falls short every time, bro.
I'm just telling you because you're sitting here saying that KD can't be at the 4.
Bro. Huh? I'm with you. Some shit you just can't deviate from. Like
clearly you can. The whole modern NBA has. Like there's no real power forwards anymore. Brandon, we all long for the return of the physical game, but what I'm trying to say, and we've had this talk, B, what I'm trying to say is that in the modern game, guys like KD can play the 4 when they never could before. because post up doesn't exist. Rebounding is not important. The things you need that strength for, yes.
He hasn't won.
That's not the.
He hasn't won. Is he effective at it? Yes. But until you win, that shit don't mean nothing, bro. The only time he won is when he teamed up with you know who.
All right. You got it. So we're gonna leave it right there, and we're gonna move on to this Jets topic. We're gonna talk a little bit of what's my man name? Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers. Because when this happened, Transformer and I hopped on the live and we talked about it. And we did about an hour long live, and we kind of talked about the different aspects, and then some other stuff came up and we were talking about those other NFL topics, but we never got the chance to really get your thoughts on Davante Adams getting back with his boy Aaron Rodgers and coming to the Jets, and what that might mean for the AFC, what that might mean for the AFC East, what that might mean for the remainder of Aaron Rodgers' career, and what that might mean for Davante Adams. So everybody who follows this show pretty much knows my thoughts on it. So I'm going to cede the floor to you and get your thoughts on this move, because it was obviously the mega move of the week in the NFL.
Yeah, so I mean, we all been following this really closely, especially me as a Ravens fan. With the post of Edgar Allan Poe, right? I look at that whole thing and I feel like this was just a game plan from maybe a year or two ago, right? When he decided to leave, when both of them decided to leave Green Bay for whatever reason, right? Like I'm not gonna get into the reasons on why they left, but for them reuniting, it's more of a like, hey, listen, you gotta shut up and put your you have no excuse right now, right? Like you have to be able to ball out. And the AFC is nothing but a gauntlet of just tier one quarterbacks. And either you have it or you don't. And so now you got all these pieces that you put around you. You got rid of your coach. You brought your number one receiver, right? The guy you feel most comfortable with. And as an Aaron Rodgers, now there's like, all right, well, what next? Like, what's next, right? You coming off of a Achilles tendon injury, and now you have the almost the best. I mean, one of the best, I guess, top 5 receivers in the league right now. I think some arguably right. But at the same time, your last 2 games, you've been throwing picks in the fourth quarter, and so you've been really choking in the clutch. Not really, and some of these picks that you've thrown, I'm not to say that like, all right, everything that's happened up into that point wasn't like a football game. Those were really, really good teams or really good football games. I should say that. Not teams, but good football games. And when it came time for you to cash in your chips, you threw picks. And so who's to say that this not gonna happen even with a Davante Adams? What do you do when this happened? Because a lot of those plays were underthrown. Like a lot of those balls were underthrown, whereas though you threw your receiver under the bus and said, all right, well, if Mike Williams wouldn't have ran this route versus that route, we would have won the game. And so I don't have no stock in the Jets, bro. Like nobody except Jets fans have stocks in the Jets, even with this move, man. However, Aaron Rodgers got what he wanted. This is what he wanted to be successful. And what we will see is just like most other quarterbacks from either Green Bay or anywhere else, this is where the elite quarterbacks go to die. That's my 2 cents. We can only wait and see what happens. But Brett Favre, who was highly renowned, Super Bowl winning quarterback who did it all, he went to the Jets and died. I don't think there's going to be
He got resurrected in Minnesota, so I don't know.
He still threw picks in the fourth quarter, bro. Like, one thing for certain, 2 things for sure. No, it really doesn't have to happen, but that's the identity of that type of quarterback.
He's a gunslinger, man. He's a gunslinger, and that doesn't take away from him being an all time all-time great NFL quarterback. He threw
No,
picks in the fourth quarter. So be it.
I'm not taking from anything that those guys had to say, but are we introducing the gunslinger as that third option of a quarterback? Right? At what point do you move from the game manager, playmaker to the gunslinger, which means that you're going to throw more picks than you do touchdowns?
I want the gunslinger.
You want the gunslinger?
Because the gunslinger has no fear, and you're gonna lose some with the gunslinger, but you're gonna win some. You're never out of a game when you got a gunslinger. That's what I like.
Take the playmaker. I take the playmaker.
Real quick, Brandon says Devontae goes to the Jets. He doesn't know how long Rodgers is going to play. If he retires this year or next, Adams is in the same situation he was in Vegas. That's exactly what Transformer and I discussed on the live show yesterday. So, yeah, you're 100% right, Brandon. I don't know why he would have done that. That's why Baltimore would have been the better fit. Pittsburgh would have been the better fit. New Orleans would have been the better fit. But also, he didn't have a no-trade clause, so it was more so up to what the Raiders were willing to accept from him, for him, excuse me. So I get that point. Let's see. Rodgers already had Wilson. Hall hit the code. Went, got Lazard, and they're still struggling. Nah, no doubt. But the other thing we were saying, Brandon, and I think, matter of fact, I think you were on you were on yesterday when you were talking about, when we were all talking about what type of things that Davante Adams' presence now can open up for that team, right? We were talking about how now you can go, in trips formations with Adams, Wilson, and like those bunch formations with Adams, Wilson, and if you want to put what's his name, Breece Hall in the slot, right? Or Adams, Wilson, and Lazard, or you want to put Adams on one side, Wilson on the other side, Lazard in the slot. Like, you can do a lot more things, and like we talked about earlier, just the gravity defensively that Davante Adams brings, the attention to his presence, is going to really open things up for Garrett Wilson. And Garrett Wilson has the opportunity as a young player, what's his second year in the league, third maybe, to really learn from an outstanding professional, possibly Hall of Fame bound wide receiver in Davante Adams. So I think it's a good move overall across many fronts. Is it going to change the Jets' record at the end of the day? Maybe, maybe not. Is it going to change the AFC? Maybe, maybe not. But guess what? This is a huge deal for a number of reasons. Why? Aaron Rodgers, right? One of the biggest names in professional football. New York City, the media capital of the world, right? We always talk about things get blown out of proportion in New York City. Linsanity, anybody, right? We remember that. So you're in a position where this is a huge, huge story, and no matter how we feel about it, you can't get away from it. And it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of the season goes with Davante Adams, provided he can stay healthy, and Aaron Rodgers, provided he can stay healthy. Because honestly, Davante Adams or not, and that is another elite weapon, to me, it looks like Aaron Rodgers just isn't the same guy anymore. So there's that. And that was to G's point, where he's underthrowing guys a lot and putting them in bad positions. And then when the ball gets picked off, he wants to complain and, throw his teammates under the bus. And that's not cool. You know what I'm saying? But we're definitely going to see. I think it's going to be very interesting. I'm looking forward to it. It really opens up the playbook. I think it allows you to do a lot more. But if Aaron Rodgers is not the same guy, it might not matter, right?
The AFC in itself is always, last 2 years has been a gauntlet, right? And with the addition of Davante Adams to this, to Aaron Rodgers like repertoire, I think when we look at it, is like, all right, well, are we going to see him throwing, right, Davante Adams under the bus for running the wrong route? Are we going to see him like,
that would be crazy,
right? Are we going to see these types of excuses for him not performing at a level at which we believe he should be performing at? And the AFC in itself is tough. But we starting to see the NFC starting to come to life at the second end of the half. Not necessarily the popular teams, but those unpopular teams who are in this shit. Like, you look at Minnesota, who's they there. You look at the Packers. Who would have thought the Packers, who lost not only their number one receiver but their number one quarterback be in a position where they're still winning. And all these things like kind of take they start to take precedence. Like it's any given Sunday, right? And not so much what you say, but what you do on the field. Like those are the things that take precedence. And as
Mhm.
a fan, I know everyone on this chat love to see their team either thrive and not talk on the podium as much, right? Like let the coaches
That's a
talk
hell
on
of
the
a throw
podium.
right there.
Yeah, that is a hell of a throw. Let
Yeah.
let the coaches talk on the podium.
Mhm.
Let me show up and show out. And so, um, as you all know, I'm a diehard Ravens fan. We in one of the best um conferences that exist, the AFC North. And even though we wounded, you'll start to see at the second end of the season, this is where everybody make their money at. Like this is where you make the playoffs or you don't. It don't matter if you 1-5 or you 5-1, right? If you can't win out, what are we talking about here? But that's my 2 cents, Bruce. You the guy. Take it.
No, I think I think I pretty much said what I needed to say regarding this topic. I can't wait to see it. And I guess the first look we're gonna get is what this weekend, Jets and the Steelers, and they're going up against a very good defense in Pittsburgh, and so they're gonna have to show something right away. But again, now you just add an extra weapon like that, and maybe some might even say a nuclear weapon. It just gives you the opportunity to do so much more. So to me, this isn't about Devontae Adams. This is not about Garrett Wilson. This is not about Quinnen Williams. This is not about none of them dudes. This is about Aaron freaking Rodgers, and he needs to step it up and play, at some reasonable facsimile of what he once was, 75%, 80% of what he once was. And that can be a dangerous, dangerous football team with the weapons that they have there. So we'll see.
You know what? I look at this situation, this matchup, and I say, all right, well, we got Aaron Rodgers on one side, and we got Russell Wilson on the other side.
Wilson.
I know people don't get this guy his just due, man, but this guy, he really is a tier one quarterback in this
Nope.
NFL league, man. Like quiet as kept, man. Like real talk. Like he doesn't have a Devontae Adams on his side, right? But he still has a really good wide receiver that can catch all the throws and he can make all those throws. He made them in Denver when they didn't have anybody. And so I hate to say this, man, as a Ravens fan, but I'm looking forward to this matchup, bro. I think this is really the game of the week, considering all the drama and everything else. That's like if a Russell Wilson was to go out and lose this game, all right, we would understand. But Aaron Rodgers with all the drama and the media and all the press, if he lose this game, bro, if he lose this game, I don't know if the Jets can recover from this at their current record. I don't know if they can recover, yo. And so I'm a double down on this, and I picked the Steelers to win this.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't trust in all the drama, and this guy's supposed to be coming off of a so-called hamstring injury. I don't think he's going to be 100%, and I think this is just smoke and mirrors.
I respect that. I'm not mad at that at all. I think that's fair. I think you put too much trust in Russell Wilson, though. I definitely think that.
I haven't seen anything that should suggest that I shouldn't. I don't. I really don't, bro. Like I haven't seen anything else that should suggest. I know we look at like, oh yeah, Denver didn't work out for him, but he really didn't have anybody to throw the ball to at Denver.
Mhm.
Sean Payton he won his own guys like most coaches. He still made some hellified plays, bro. Like if you go back and look at his tape, he made some really, really good plays at Denver, bro. And they still, even with him gone, vacant, they haven't won. And so I don't really know, bro. Like we see
Are they
Aaron
three and
Rodgers.
three now? I think they're 3-3 now, right? Denver.
That's all on the back of defense, bro. Like
Okay,
Bo
but the
Nix,
fact is they're probably going to end up
Bo
better
Nix.
this year than they were that last year. And I'm not saying Bo Nix is better than Russell Wilson. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is, what are you going to say if they end up finishing out the season better than they were last year with Russell Wilson? That's
I
pretty
don't
much
know.
the same team.
hey man, this was for the Steelers fan. I don't really care. I'm a Ravens fan. They still in the AFC North, and it don't matter. However they slice it, they could throw Fields at us, Russell Wilson at us, Aaron Rodgers at us. It's still gonna be an L either way they slice it, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
but this is not about the Ravens though. This isn't. We're not talking the Ravens. We're talking freaking the Jets and Devontae Adams.
You're
Which
making me uncomfortable with these two bum teams. But no, I look at the defense, they kind of cancel each other out. And I look
Mhm,
at the quarterback play, they kind of cancel each other out. They both Super
mhm,
Bowl winning quarterbacks. Let's not negate that. They both Super Bowl
right,
winning
right,
quarterbacks, right? And they both have like a one. However, when I look at the running game that's coming out the backfield for the Steelers, I gotta go with the Steelers, bro.
and
And
that's fine.
yeah, I gotta go with the Steelers just on that fact. And they don't have a coach in New Jersey, in New York. They don't have their whole office is in turmoil. And so, like, one thing for certain, two things for sure. As a
Mm,
Ravens fan, what we seen
shade,
was that when it comes to coaching, this guy, Mike Tomlinson, is not
Tomlin,
the run in the mill Tomlinson, right? Tomlinson.
Tomlin.
Tomlin. He's
Yeah,
not the run of the mill guy. So
no,
you
not at
can't
all.
throw
Not at all.
a rookie at him and think you're gonna really win because he's gonna X and O the shit out you. And so even though that, Aaron Rodgers is that guy, we still have to have somebody to call these timeouts. We still need somebody to challenge these plays. We still need some Q&A, some level of Q&A that they say, all right, this play is the play to go. It's gonna be a long day for Aaron Rodgers, bro. Like it's basic X and O. Like, yeah, we can say, all right, these players are the best players, but what we've seen in the past is that, like, if you don't have that total body of work, like that whole front office from coach to quarterback, is gonna be a problem, man. Like,
Well, nobody's talking about winning the Super Bowl, right? I'm just
no,
saying.
I'm talking about one game at a
Yeah,
time. I'm sorry.
yeah, yeah.
If I
No
mention
doubt.
the Super Bowl, it's
No, no, you
because
didn't. You didn't.
yeah, I'm sorry. Like you really, really need to have every game. You have to outcoach each coach. Have to be able to X and O the other coach, bro. Like we seen where we had like superior offense on the quarterback side, the running back, the wide
Mhm.
receivers, the offensive line. However, you start throwing motions, and these guys haven't been doing any motions all year. And now, if you start
Yeah, he
adding
doesn't
these,
like it.
yeah, if you start adding any type of motion to it, that's going to disrupt the offensive line, which will give you penalties. We've seen teams had like 22 penalties last week. Those are the things that make and break games. And if
Mhm.
you come into a sound offense, right? If you come into a game where you have a sound offense, that could be enough to make or break the team based off of
Mhm.
your disruption on getting set and those
So,
types of things. And
so
so I look forward to seeing
yeah,
this game. I think for me, this is the game of the week. My second game of the week would have to be the Chiefs and the 49ers,
yeah, that's
just
huge.
because I want to see that. But I'm closely watching this game as well.
I think people are probably sleeping on that Monday night Baltimore Tampa Bay. Like that's going to be a serious game. That may end up being a real shootout.
Curb
But
stomp. I see a curb stomp.
I don't. I don't.
Okay.
Um,
I got keys to victory. If you're willing to share your keys to victory, I'm willing to
no, no,
share
it
mine.
wasn't even about keys to victory. It's just like I said. We know that they both have high scoring offenses, and we know that Tampa Bay can really put it in the air. They have a really good passing offense, and the Ravens are susceptible on the back end of their defense. So that I'm just saying that gives me cause to pause. Even if the Ravens are running the football like they do, like they're the best at running the football, and we'll get back to the other topic. But even if they run the football the way they always do, um, and keep the Tampa Bay offense off the field for the most part, Tampa Bay can still score quickly because they're leading the passing game. So I mean, we'll see. Again, I did pick Baltimore, so there's that. But nah, curb stomp. That I don't see that. But where were we? Oh yeah. So Brandon Bryce says, and this was a good comment. Stop acting like Russ is still a high quality QB, and that's the thing. his drop off has been monumentous. And here's the other problem, right? You're not looking at one major intangible piece. Russ doesn't get along with people everywhere he goes. Like, part of being QB1, like, you gotta be able to motivate and connect with guys, and Russ simply, for whatever reason, has an inability to do that. And I think that's problematic in terms of trying to win and trying to lead on the highest level. Because if we're real, and this is the thing I always point to, don't get me wrong, Russ was really good, but if we're real, those the 2 Super Bowl runs in Seattle, that's on the back of beast mode in that defense. We know that. You know that. I know that. Now, did Russ make timely plays? Absolutely. Is he an outstanding thrower of the football downfield? Absolutely. But beast mode and that defense are the reasons that he has a ring and 2 trips to the Super Bowl. You know that. I know that. But so
No.
we'll
We're
see.
gonna stop. We're not gonna stop it. But what we're gonna say is, with that Steelers defense, he has the same level of support that he had when he was with Seattle, right? Minus beast mode. However, right, he still has some capable hands of making all the catches. What we
Right.
not talking about is, we're not talking about the fact that Aaron Rodgers is coming off a Achilles tendon issue, right? Which is
Right.
limiting him. You seen him underthrowing a
Well, I
lot of
did say that.
passes.
I said that a few.
Hold on. We seen him underthrowing a lot of passes, right? They got a subpar running game, and they have a subpar offensive play calling, right? Like, if I'm Mike Tomlin, I'm gonna eat that alive, because you're not showing no motion. You're showing up at the line and you're doing your thing. We haven't seen him lose the ability to throw the ball yet. This is his first game. What we have seen is, we've seen a two-way quarterback without the arm strength to make plays when needed at the end of the game. And I think that's why we're seeing a Russell Wilson starting over Justin Fields. That's the biggest question there for
Wait,
me.
why is Russell Wilson starting over Justin Fields?
Because he's not a seasoned quarterback. He's not a Super Bowl winning quarterback. And if I am a coach, I want to have the best quarterback on the field. You see how Joe Flacco is, a lot of teams is flocking to him, not because he can make all the throws and that he's 100% successful, but he's been there. And when it comes down to being at that last leg of the season, you want to have a quarterback that's been there and he's able to rally the troops and put them in a position where they can win. We didn't see that or the Steelers fans didn't see that with Justin Fields, and I think that's why the change was needed. I think that's why we a lot of times it's easy to say, oh yeah, because he's not a and this is kind of like not necessarily me knowing what's going on in this man household, but we look at him as a beta male because of his wife, right? But at the same time, this guy won Super Bowl. Right? He won Super Bowl. He's a
He
Super
did.
Bowl winning quarterback.
He did.
And
That's a long time
there's
ago.
not a lot of,
Yeah.
I mean, if you
12
count
years
on one
ago?
hand, there's not a lot of quarterbacks in this league that's done it.
11.
So why would you put your faith in somebody who never been there, right? Against somebody who's been there. Like you wouldn't,
Well,
you just wouldn't do it.
but you can't always agree with that. Russell Wilson's 35, bro. That was 11 years ago. That is far from the same player. That's a
How
long
old
time.
is Aaron Rodgers? We just going 1 week. We
I
going
think
1
he's
week.
40. I think he's
Yeah.
40.
Okay. All right. Next
39,
slide.
40.
That doesn't matter then, right?
Okay,
But
but
that cancels us out.
at any point in their careers, Aaron Rodgers was better than Russell Wilson. At
That's
any point in their
debatable
careers.
because
No, it's not.
at one point, he had to be better than him to win a Super Bowl.
Well, they didn't play each other head to head in the Super Bowl, but
I'm just saying he
I don't
wasn't
think
good
that's
enough
fair.
to be in the Super Bowl. So that means the other guy was good enough to be in the Super Bowl, which means there we have it.
So I'm not the biggest Aaron Rodgers fan, never have been. But I think he is super talented, but he also never had a Legion of Boom, if we're fair, And if we compare it, even coming off the Achilles, excuse me, Aaron Rodgers is still playing at a higher level than Russell Wilson was. But look, at the end of the day,
hold
we'll
on.
see.
Time out. We're not gonna slide that in because we haven't seen that. All we
Well,
saw
I'm
was
comparing the last season.
we saw Aaron Rodgers who thrown two picks and two game-winning situations. That's all we saw. We haven't seen what Russell Wilson can bring to the table. We haven't. And
Well,
so
we can compare it to the last time we saw him play, which is last season. Why can't we compare it to that?
which would be the same season had we not gave him all these tools, but we still don't know the difference, bro. Like they played at the same level. However, now there's a different team for both of these players, and I think like this is going to be
Great
the
point,
game
D.
of the week, and that's why I picked this as the game of the week, right? For me, because not only are we getting vintage quarterbacks, we getting gunslingers, and so I've seen Russell Wilson make some really, really good plays at not only Seattle but also at Denver, right? But I'm not going to negate the fact that Sean Payton didn't want him to be there because that wasn't his pick, and we understand how that shit go. I'm not going to negate that. I'm not going.
Russell Wilson clearly he can't play within that. He can't play in that system. That's not him.
He still got paid. He still got paid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he still got paid. He still got paid just the same way Aaron Rodgers got paid, and he ain't did shit either. Only thing he did was recover from a freaking Achilles tendon. But prior to that, he wasn't him. Stop making him out to be him. He was not him.
Hold on. Again, I'm not the Aaron Rodgers apologist.
Yeah. No, he wasn't him before he got hurt.
2024.
He's not him now.
Well, all right. So this is 2024, and 2 out of the last 4 seasons, Aaron Rodgers was MVP. So I mean,
2 out of
I'm not an Aaron Rodgers apologist, but 2 out of the last 4 years, the guy was MVP. So how can we say
he only
wasn't
hurt
him?
1 year? What happened to the year before that?
We say he wasn't him. I'm just asking.
I mean, this is what you've done for me lately, not what you've
But
done for me now.
You just said prior to the Achilles, he wasn't him. I'm just saying.
He was.
And again, I'm not an Aaron Rodgers guy, but so prior to the Achilles, right? Prior to the Achilles,
2 out of the last 4
seasons, the prior 3 seasons before the Achilles, he won the MVP twice. So
Lamar won at what 2020?
2019.
2019, and he won at what 2021?
No, Lamar won last year. He won 2019 and he won last year. So 2020 and 2021. Yeah, 2020 and 2021, Aaron Rodgers won them back to back. So you know what's funny? It's real interesting. I see you just walked yourself into the punji pit again. It's real interesting.
Not really, bro.
Lamar,
I really didn't.
Mean
you know
a whole
why?
lot to you. But when I brought them up, when it
really
comes
didn't?
to Aaron Rodgers,
you know why I didn't? Because both of these guys were subpar to what Lamar was really doing, and I'm a Baltimore Ravens fan. But what I will say is that like over the past, you said 2 out of the last 4 years, that still give you 2 years. He was hurt 1 year, but then there was another year that he played and he didn't do next to nothing. And so, what are we saying here? Like, and this league is like, what have you done for me lately, right? And so far, last time I checked, this guy's healthy this year. He's healthy.
Who is that?
And
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
He's healthy this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
He started every game.
Yes.
And what's their record?
2-4, I believe.
2-4. And so, do we get this guy grace? Do we get this guy grace?
No, you don't.
All right, because we crunching numbers here right now. At this point,
the only thing I'm saying is
numbers.
When you bring up the MVPs, it's a standard that you can use to lift Lamar. When I do the same thing for Aaron Rodgers, they don't have the same value to you.
He's not facing Lamar this week though.
No, it's not about Westbrook. That. This is what I talk about when I say be consistent, right? This is what I talk about. Because you always bring up the MVPs. You always bring up the MVPs, and that's cool.
I gotta bring up the MVPs.
Right, but how come they don't mean the same thing for Aaron Rodgers? That's what I'm asking you. Why don't they mean the same for Aaron Rodgers?
Because in the last 2 years, the only thing I got from Aaron Rodgers was one snap and he's done. Right. not able to play there the whole season, right? He was at the Packers. He kicked and screamed when he was with the Packers, right? All this drama and shit before he moved to New York, and that took away from his play on the field. That's the only thing I got. And when we start looking at other MVPs, it's like, yo, I don't really see that type of drama to the point where it's like, oh yeah, I'm smoking weed, I'm doing all these things. I don't want to play for you guys. I want to go here, but no, I want to stay. And then and he put his guy Devontae Adams in such a turmoil to the point where this dude didn't know where he was gonna go. So he had to wait until the quarterback got traded or left or whatever, got signed somewhere else. I'm gonna say that got signed somewhere else because that's essentially what happens. He goes to the Raiders, and then he's not happy there. He's like, oh my God, they're gonna kill me. Let me go back to where it's safe, right? This is a
Well,
football player, bro. This is
that's
a
not
gridiron
real.
play. This is gridiron shit, right? Like this is man shit. I'm gonna say this is man shit. All right, they killing me here. I don't want to play for this quarterback. So he demands a trade. He demands a trade. He gets traded, and now all of a sudden, we negate the fact that this guy's straight bitched up because he didn't want to play for the Green Bay Packers organization. As a fan, as a Green Bay fan, like the front office and whatever's going on should not it shouldn't come between you and the fan because you playing for the fans. You put that uniform on, you put that number on, you're MVP winning quarterback, you're a Super Bowl winning quarterback, and now you don't want to play for a team because of the front office, not necessarily what the team has given you because you have multiple fans. But now you like, oh yeah, I'm going to play with the Jets. I'm gonna follow Brett Favre. This is what Brett Favre did, right? And correct me if I'm wrong. This is what Brett Favre decided to do. So now you following another MVP Super Bowl winning quarterback, and now you get here and you was like, oh, this isn't enough. Let me get my coach fired. Right? Let me not only will I get my coach fired, I'm gonna throw everybody else under the bus. Oh yeah, we lost that game because this dude didn't run a route the right route. And now you bring in Devontae Adams, right? And meanwhile, the only thing goddamn Russell Wilson did was show up. He played for Denver. They said, "Oh yeah, you don't fit in our scheme. We're gonna push you somewhere else." They cut him or they traded him or whatever happened. I don't know. You would probably know better than me. But they paid him his entire salary. He ended up with the Steelers. He never gave you any indication that he was going to be a problem on or off the field as a fan, right? He waited his time and he's like, all right, now it's his time to play. And so I don't understand how we give this Madonna, this pretty Madonna, and or this drama queen, all this, all these attributes. Like this guy's the second coming of Jesus, and the only thing he ever did was just kick and scream when he didn't get his way.
All right,
That's
I got it.
that's the only thing he ever did was
Okay.
kick and
All right,
scream.
cool.
That's it.
So
He the only,
I got a simple question for you. I got a simple
Boom,
question. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yay or nay? Do Lamar's MVPs weigh more than Aaron Rodgers' MVPs?
sir.
I just
Lamar
want to.
and
I just want to know.
first, hold on 1 second before you go there. Please don't negate what I just gave you, right? Because I
I'm
dropped
not.
a lot of gems.
I'm not.
Right? I dropped a lot of gems. And
I agree with a lot of what you said.
listening to what I'm saying, like, there's no way that Aaron Rodgers and Lamar is in the same conversation. Only because you never seen this guy kick and scream the way Aaron Rodgers, and we accept the fact that this guy kicking and screaming and saying, "Oh, I don't have enough," and "Oh, I need my coach fired." We never seen this in a professional football player such as Lamar, who they say that he can't talk and he can't speak to people, and he won't get these, these key endorsements because he don't talk. But you never seen this guy talk about his coach. You never seen this guy talk about his players and or throw him under the bus like this guy. You never seen him like kick and scream. But this isn't about Lamar. This is about
No, but
Russell Westbrook, Russell Wilson.
I just
Sorry,
want to make
Russell
sure that
Wilson
I
and
just want to
Aaron
make sure you're
Rodgers. That's what it's
consistent.
about, bro.
I just
It's
want you to
about
be consistent
two
and
players who came
you
from
weigh
totally
everything you're
different
saying.
teams who are
I just
now
want
seeing each other this week.
so what you're saying
This
is
is why this is the game of the
so you
week.
refuse to answer the question is what you're saying.
No, I'm not.
I just want you to be consistent.
I just don't want my guy to get caught up in the bullshit because one guy's a drama queen and the other guy is just somebody who's rolling with the punches. But we not talking about this, right? Like Steve in the chat and saying, "Oh yeah, he got married and yada 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 yada." But at the same time, if they go to the Super Bowl, Steve, his whole dynamics is going to change on how he feel about Russell Wilson. Like it's going to change. It's gonna change, bro. Like that's how it is. In the same way that the Jets, who never won anything in so long. Oh my gosh, Johnny U, maybe I don't know. Maybe you can tell me. I don't
Joe
know.
Namath.
Johnny U,
Joe
Joe
Namath.
Namath, Joe Namath. All right, Joe
1969.
Namath.
Super
The
Bowl
only
3.
thing that I'm saying, bro, is this, right? Like we can't get quarterbacks caught up in the drama that Aaron Rodgers is bringing, right? One, because this
I'm not
motherfucker has been like he's been playing the media, right? Like you see him on ESPN with the Pat McAfee, like
mhm.
that stunt today just made it seem like everything was already like in cahoots and or orchestrated prior to them doing this, right? Like, oh
Mhm.
yeah, this is my guy, right? I wouldn't be surprised if these guys really went deep in the playoffs. But however, like that Achilles tendon, man, him crawling on the ground and getting his coach fired, like I just don't see it, bro.
And
I just
I've talked about all of that. I don't agree with any of that behavior. I'm just
yeah,
talking about
I don't agree with it,
I
bro.
simply responded to
I just don't want
what you
my
said,
guy
and it was
who's
very interesting.
yeah, I don't want my guy who's true north, right? He stand up for his team and he ball and he take, if he wrong, he make a bad pass, he stand on it, right? Like I just don't know where this new Aaron Rodgers come from, whereas though he
I
want to
don't
throw
think it's new.
people under the
I don't think
uh
it's new. That's the thing. I don't think it's new. I think you're
I've
just
never
paying
I
more
don't
attention.
remember him throwing people under the
It's New
bus
York
during
City
the way
versus Green Bay.
I
What
don't I
happens
don't
is, remember, everything in New York is magnified, right? So I don't think any of this is new. I just think we're seeing more of this because the media presence there is so much larger and more powerful. But that is what it is, man. But I
integrity
will.
is integrity, bro. Like first and foremost, like it don't matter where you are, right? Like the definition of integrity is doing the right thing even when nobody's looking. And so if everybody's looking, and this guy who is a two-time MVP, right? Like a two-time MVP, a Super Bowl winning quarterback, there's no way he's throwing the most valuable person under the bus, bro. Like there's no way. And I don't know why Devontae Adams want to play with for somebody who's going to throw him under the bus.
Because in their 6 years together, I believe it was 6 years. In their 6 years together,
He hasn't done it yet.
they are the second most dynamic 1-2 as in quarterback receiver tandem in the league, only behind Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. They also made, both of them, they made first team all NFL 2 years in a row in the same season. Like that almost never happens. So that's why he wants to go play with them, right?
Like 5
In
years
terms
ago,
of,
and that's unacceptable, bro, in my book. I mean, as a wide receiver, you should never want to be one. Nobody wants to play around. Just imagine if some of the top 5 players, you look at what Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, right? What they had and how they was able to push away from each other. That was the epitome of a relationship gone wrong, bro. Like something happened, right? But I'm sure if Josh Allen went on wax and said, you know what, Stephon Diggs ran the wrong route and that's why we lost, right?
mhm.
The mindset that this kid had, he would blow it up and left, right? No,
I'm sorry, I was reading the comment. My bad, my bad.
no, go
Yeah.
ahead. I'm gonna let you cook real quick, bro.
No. I was just reading the comment. I didn't have anything to cook, but no, I think, like I said, man, my biggest thing is I'm just interested in seeing where this goes going forward. I think that while you did speak a lot of truth, G, about Aaron Rodgers, I think there was also how do I say this? I think you spoke a lot of truth, but at the same time, I don't know that. I think you're overselling Russell Wilson based on what we've seen from Russ the last couple of years, and underselling Aaron Rodgers. And again, at the end of the day, we'll have to see, because the opportunity is there. We just get on the field and we play it out, and we see who does what. That's all there is to it. All right. What we're going to do here, I'll wait for G to get back, and then we're going to go ahead and go to the last topic. Apologies, the show was kind of disjointed tonight, but we were trying to work around Transformers. So, yeah, but let's go ahead and we'll get to the last topic. The last topic we're going to discuss, man, you got some NFL quarterbacks that are making a ton of money and really shouldn't be. And I know it's not popular in the modern sports media landscape to talk about who should be getting paid and who shouldn't. But at the end of the day, and I've always said this, and I'm not going to change, I'm a big proponent of guys getting what they earn and what they show you. And I'm not with this whole somebody's up next and they're next in the pecking order, so they got to get paid more. I think that's total BS, because what ends up happening is you got guys getting money that they shouldn't get. And then when you see them get this money, what follows? Generally not a lot. So let's do this. If you can see, I think you should be able to see, I've got 4 guys here on my thumbnail for overpaid NFL QBs. Guess who they are? Dak Prescott, Justin Herbert, Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence. All these guys are getting tons of NFL money, to the point Deshaun Watson has the first fully guaranteed, I think, 5-year deal in the history of the NFL, $230 million, all fully guaranteed. Not in total guarantees, fully guaranteed, as in he's getting every cent no matter what. And that's widely looking at being like the worst deal in the history of the National Football League. Now, some people like that, but I think it's absolutely putrid. It was a terrible, terrible deal by Cleveland, but they were desperate. They needed a quarterback, and Deshaun Watson, coming off of being the type of outstanding quarterback that he was in Steve, you're a fool. Man, I'm gonna leave that alone. But yeah, coming off of the type of quarterback that he was in Houston, I think he was a multiple-time Pro Bowler. I don't know if he ever made All-Pro, but he was really, really good. I think he's got 1 or 2 playoff wins under his belt in Houston. But he, as we know, he got into all that stuff, all those accusations, sexual assault cases, the massage stuff, and all of that. And, obviously it ended up harming him. It seems like it's harmed him a great deal mentally. And I don't know that he's ever mentally recovered from that, because he just hasn't been the same player. He's absolutely terrible. And he is, he's taking home tons of money. And because I would assume of the amount of money that the Haslams are paying this guy, they won't bench him for Jameis Winston, which would probably yield them better results. He's got Trevor Lawrence. He just got his deal. I want to say probably more than $250 million. Let's look on Spotrac. Trevor Lawrence. So his total deal is 5 years, $275 million total, with $142 million fully guaranteed, and total guarantees of $200 million. So tons of money, right? Average salary of $55 million a year. Why? Shad Khan didn't have to give that to him. He still had another year left on his deal before you had to re-up him. Now, had you waited to re-up him, yeah, it probably would have been up to like $65 million a year, but you wouldn't have had to do that if you just wait and see what he's able to bring you, right? Because Jacksonville has a Super Bowl winning quarterback in Doug Peterson. Yeah, that was a while ago, but he's still a champion. A lot of people are not. And if he can't get the best out of Trevor Lawrence does have 1 playoff win to his name, I will say that. But if he can't get the best out of him, who do you think can? And Trevor Lawrence has all the physical tools, but he's just not good. And you give this guy all this money. So now you have to fire the coach, because this team is bad. So you fire the coach, you bring in a new coach. We'll see that happen this offseason. It's almost guaranteed. But what happens now if you fire the coach, bring in a new one, and Trevor Lawrence still sucks? you're still stuck with all this money on the books. It's absurd. It's absolutely absurd. So before I get to the other two guys, man, G, what are your thoughts on Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence and the exorbitant contracts these guys got? Steve, I don't agree with Kirk Cousins because he's balling. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's hard to kind of put a point a finger on who's going to be good and who's not going to be good, but a lot of times what happens is they pass the eye test in the owner's eyes,
Mhm.
right? And
Mhm.
so I want my team to look this way. I want them to play this type of way, even though there's a lot of different talents that will make you more competitive, right?
Mhm.
You just choose on who you want to run your franchise. And when you do that, like a lot of times you don't cash out on your investment, but they're willing to just lose, bro. Like it's no reason for them to do some of the things they do, but we see this time and time
Facts.
again. Yeah,
Yes.
they do it time and time again
Mhm.
where the bottom feeders are just going to be the bottom feeders, right? Like,
Mhm.
they may win 5 games, they may win 9 games, right? But you see them, they go first round and bump, and this is overpaid NFL QBs is a real thing, bro. Like you
Real
might have
thing.
cracked the code here, but I don't think we're looking at it the way we really should be looking at it, right? Like
Mhm.
I'm not saying that like, hey, listen, out of all these quarterbacks that you guys decide to pick, right? That you couldn't get an older quarterback like a Flacco and or Andy Dalton. You know, you couldn't sign these guys to they got a lot of football left in them, right? A
Mhm.
lot of football, and they've been there. And so I think this whole thing of ageism and just going younger, it makes you want to be the team that competes every year. But sometimes it take that old, that old guy that knows his way around the pocket, that knows
Mhm.
most of the plays, that had like 10 or 15 different offensive coordinators. So,
Mhm.
he quick to learn the playbook. These are the guys that's gonna make you more successful. And a lot of times these kids out of college just they not there yet. They're not there
Mhm.
yet. And so there's nothing wrong with going with a seasoned quarterback, but the
Right.
reason why we had these overpaid NFL QBs, I think these owners would save a lot more money if they went with a seasoned quarterback for a lot less than breaking the bank for these guys who are just young, right?
Mhm.
That the old way of having a seasoned quarterback and then having a young guy learning underneath, like as a apprentice, right, until his time is called. That's lost. We don't see that. But what
No
time
more
does
patience,
give us?
man.
Yeah, what time does tell us is that like when you do that, like you look at the Jordan Loves and or the even the Aaron Rodgers, right? Like Aaron Rodgers had to sit behind Brett Favre.
That's off.
Right. And I hate to say this, Lamar had to sit. He had to, for whatever time he had to sit behind Joe Flacco to learn how things were going. Like we see all these overpaid quarterbacks, and if you kind of look at them, they haven't had that mentor or that
Mhm.
person who really like invested in them to make them, not only an overpaid quarterback but a really
Mhm.
good quarterback. And I think that's what the league is missing. And until these owners get out of that instant gratification and or that
Mhm.
need to win right now,
Yeah.
they won't understand because
Right. Right.
you still got a lot of time to build. Like you get that number one pick,
Mhm.
but you still need that offensive line to be able to protect that number one pick. And so
No doubt. No
um,
doubt.
that's it. That's all I got, bro. Like
All right.
overpaid
So
quarterbacks, I think you nailed that shit on the hammer, bro. Like
yeah, we
it's
got
a
we got some more
lot
too.
of huh?
Yeah. No, I said we got some more. Steve says in the chat, I can't justify all these dudes getting these insane contracts, haven't won anything. Herbert, Lawrence, Kirk, Dak, Watson, Lamar, Love, insanity. So let me push back on that a little bit, Steve. I agree with you on Herbert, right? I think people really paid him on potential, but he does not have one playoff win to his name. I don't really like that. He's got a lot of empty calorie stats. So we'll see. And really, if you're going to pay him that type of money, I don't know why you hire a Jim Harbaugh, because Jim Harbaugh's style of offense is not going to allow Herbert to put up numbers commensurate with that type of contract. But so be it. Trevor Lawrence, you already know how I feel about him. I think he's terribly overpaid. He hasn't shown anything, but he does have one playoff win, so I'll give you that. Kirk Cousins, he's balling, but again, on the bigger stage, he doesn't do much. I think he's only got one playoff win in his career. Dak Prescott, 2 playoff wins in 8 years, and he's the highest paid player in the history of the game and always stinks it up when you need him most. And look, since he got his big deal, he's not doing much of anything this year. Deshaun Watson, I think he's a freaking head case. Lamar Jackson is a little different because, as G points out, he is a 2-time MVP. So that shows you something. And the losses, well, let's not even go to the losses because the losses are the losses. But if you notice with Lamar Jackson, he has consistently gone with each trip in the playoffs a step further. So you're seeing the advancement and the growth, right? And this year, he's having his best season ever throwing the ball. He may end up being an MVP again if Derrick Henry doesn't take, a certain amount of votes from him. They may end up keeping each other from being MVP. But regardless, Lamar, I'm cool with him getting paid. And that doesn't have anything to do with me being a Ravens fan. That just has to do with we have seen what this guy is. He's a 2-time MVP. I think he has the second most wins in the league at the quarterback position since he came into the league. Like, it's all there. And as I mentioned, we see each time he goes into the playoffs, he gets a step further. So that's big for me. Let's see. Jordan Love, his first year as a starter, he wins a playoff game. So that's big. And we saw, over his last 8 games last year, he was 18 touchdowns to 1 pick. Like, we saw what Jordan Love is going to be. So it was smart to go ahead and get that out of the way. I'm not mad with him getting paid. Now you say, Steve, and Purdy will get that contract too, not worth it. How you figure that? Purdy's been in the league 3 years. He's already got 5 playoff wins. And as I consistently point out, went to the Super Bowl and left the field for the final time in that game with his team in the lead. So, like, he definitely deserves that money. He's way better than Dak, right? So the argument has to be, if he's way better than Dak and Dak is the highest paid guy, he should surpass him. So I have no problem with Brock Purdy getting paid and getting the biggest contract. I'm good with that. Let's see. Peyton changed that sit and wait philosophy because that's the way it used to be done. True, Peyton Manning. Purdy is worth it. Yes, Brandon, you're right. Steve is still arguing Purdy isn't worth it, but again, on the biggest stage, Purdy is balling, and we can do the whole false narrative of he's got all the weapons, or the false narrative of all he does is dink and dunk, and then the guys run with it, and that's absolutely untrue. You can just look at the numbers. That roster has to stay together for San Francisco to be relevant. Yes and no, right? So the thing about San Francisco's roster is that all these teams can make it work if they want to. A big part of that is you convert some of these salaries to bonuses so it doesn't hurt you against your cap. The fact is, most of these owners are billionaires and they just don't want to do it. Like, they can do it, man. They know how this works. They just don't want to do it. Steve says you give Purdy that big time contract, kiss the roster goodbye, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Lamar deserves a good contract. I don't know if you can justify the contract he has because he needs pieces around him. No, you absolutely can justify the contract that he has, and I explain why that is. And this year may be the year that he ends up in the Super Bowl, so we'll see. But again, we thought that might have been last year, but really at this point, it's all about the coaching because we know he's going to play well for the most part. All right. The other two names that I have on here that I want to address are Justin Herbert and Dak Prescott. Like, we talked about Justin Herbert. This guy's been in the league. This is year 4 now. He's already got a new deal. He is the author of one of the biggest playoff chokes in history. I think the Chargers were up 28-3 2 years ago in the playoffs at Jacksonville. I covered that game for the Florida Star newspaper. Shout out Florida Star. And he basically, I think through the entire second half of that game, the Chargers got a field goal. And they ended up losing. Trevor Lawrence brought them back and won that game. So I'm like, what? And this is the guy, Justin Herbert, that you're giving all this money to? Now, granted, he had terrible coaching and he did have injuries around him. But if you're supposed to be that guy, you're supposed to be able to lift your team. If you're the guy that at one point was the highest paid player, you got to be able to lift the team. And I haven't seen that yet. I don't know what's this hype with Justin Herbert, but the thing about it is he's going to get carried along by Jim Harbaugh, the defense and the running game, and the physicality that Jim Harbaugh is going to build with the Chargers. And Justin Herbert's going to get a lot of credit for those wins that aren't really going to be him. So we'll see. We'll see. Dak Prescott. If you all watch this show, you know how I feel about Dak. This guy's got 2 playoff wins in 8 years, okay? He did make second-team All-Pro last year, and I think he led the league in passing touchdowns. Fantastic. But where is he when you need him most? You cannot count on him. He is a tier 2 quarterback, not a tier 1. So I don't know how you're paying him like a tier 1. This is what I don't understand. And this is why I'm so adamantly against this whole premise of he's up next, so he deserves to get paid like that. I can't do it, man. I cannot do it. So let's go ahead and G, your thoughts on Justin Herbert and Dak Prescott, because man, these two are two of the guys I think are two of the most overpaid dudes in the league. And again, I know it's not popular to talk about guys paid or not paid, but it's real interesting. Before you go, have you noticed in the mainstream sports media, the same dudes that are banging on the table talking about with the owners, why don't they pay him? Why don't they pay him? It's time to pay him, pay him, pay him, pay him. But then when the player's playing like junk, right? They're right there on the TV ripping said player. Well, you knew that player wasn't worth getting paid, but you were pounding on the table for him to get the big contract that you knew he didn't deserve. Your thoughts?
So with the Cowboys, I don't know. I mean, I look at CeeDee Lamb. He's like a number 1 guy, right? Number 1 receiver in the league. And then you look at Dak. He can make all the throws, but if you stop right there, right, it doesn't like give you the like you don't see the intangibles of the sport, like how tough you have to be mentally, right? Like we can't see that. We can't see what's going on in the locker room and how he prepares for games prior to. The only thing we know is the finished work. And to say that this guy is doesn't deserve his salary is just based off what we saw. Like we all can agree that, like, oh my gosh, this dude held out, and we all thought they was going to tank, but then at last second they decided to sign him, which told all of us are like, oh yeah, what's in his contract, right? Like what exactly did Jerry Jones sign? And I'm just talking about that kid, but what did Jerry Jones sign to make sure that he had a team that was put together, and did that contract like dismantle this team? Because last year they was half decent last year, but this year they running into some stovepipes. And if you look on paper, they look a little better, but injuries have stopped them from being the team who we thought they was going to be this year. And some we seen this with the Giants, where as though they lose a lot of key defensive players, and then at the second half of the season, everybody come back healthy, and then get through the wild card and end up winning the Super Bowl. And we like, that was the worst goddamn Super Bowl we ever seen. I'm not saying that's going to happen today. God knows that's not going to happen. But I just don't know, bro. Like it's hard to say, but that is definitely a bad call, right? Like we thought we all was going to get, and I know, like I have a lot of Cowboy fans who thought that this guy was going to tank. They was going to tank. It was like, this is our year to tank, and we get rid of that, right? and we get the number 1 pick. We get Shador, and then we move on. But that's not the case, and here they are. Like, I have so many memes already, just ready to go for these Cowboys fans, bro.
Right.
And just because it's just a rough year for him, bro. Like, and I wouldn't. If the question is Dak overpaid as an NFL quarterback, I would say no. And the only reason why I would say no is because shit, I don't even know, bro. Like they just so cocky. Like, you almost want to see them like struggle, but this dude last year, this guy, like he constantly put up big numbers, right? He constantly in the top 5 of touchdown passes and yards gained. But it doesn't mean nothing if you don't do it in the playoffs.
I was about to say, where is that when you need it though?
Yeah,
and that's why I wouldn't have paid him.
I'm a fourth quarter guy, man, and I kind of go dark when you start talking about Lamar, but I look at Justin Herbert the same way, and I'm like, all right, he finally got like a quarterback. I'm in a coach, right? Who's looking at a system, right? We can't say that Dak is playing in the system. We saying he playing for the Jerry Jones, right? Jerry Jones is in the system. He's a guy that pays a lot of people in the hope and he's hoping and he's pleading that he can sign enough good players for them to win a championship. But it doesn't work like that. Like they need to be playing in the system.
Right.
Yeah, and they haven't had a system in a long time.
Well, nah, I think they've had a system, man. The fact is Dak is just not the guy that's going to get him there. I mean, they simply can't get to what is it? They can't even get to the conference title game. Like he's never been there, and I don't see him being there because he's just not good enough. And they keep giving him all this money for what? I would have flat out told him, listen, get me to the conference title game or get me to the Super Bowl. Like I would, if I'm Jerry, I would have told him, hey, get me to the Super Bowl. I'll give you 300 mil, fully guaranteed. That would have been his motivation. Get me to the conference title game. Okay, cool. That shows me something. And I will do, I'll do 250 fully guaranteed. Right. Like, but Jerry, I don't know. He goes through all of this stuff. I think he just, I'm pretty sure I know he just loves the attention because he goes through all this, makes us think he's actually going to make the smart move. And then he caves at the end. Like, I don't get it, and gives the player everything he wants. It's so stupid, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But yeah, I wanted to talk about this because, I mean, this quarterback market is absurd for the most part. And to Steve's point, Steve Splenda in the chat here, Brock Purdy is going to get a monster contract next year, or he should. He should. And y'all know I'm not normally the guy banging on the desk for these guys to get these contracts, but Purdy deserves it. Like I said, in 3 years so far in the league, he's got 5 playoff wins. He'll probably get a couple more this year, right? And that's a real deal. And who knows? He may win a Super Bowl this year. Who knows? But if he does then what are you going to say, huh?
That's crazy.
It's not crazy. It's very possible. Not saying he will, not saying he won't. It's very possible, though. He's got the team around him. He's got the coach, and he can play. So, and then if he does that, then what do? You have to back it up. You got to get this dude a monster extension, and he would have deserved it. He deserves it right now. It's just that you can't by the nature of his contract situation. But
Jaden Daniels playing better than Brock Purdy right now.
Jaden Daniels has been in the league for.
I didn't say that. I said Jaden Daniels is playing better than Brock Purdy right now. At the end of the day, it don't matter how you played last year, the year before that. It's how you playing this year. And right now, Jaden Daniels is playing better than Brock Purdy.
He's been in the league for 6 years. 6 games, I'm sorry. How much tape is out there on him versus the tape on Brock Purdy?
Does it matter?
Of course it matters. I was just about to ask. You don't think
why does it matter? Tell me why it matters, bro.
Because when the defensive coordinator has more tape on you, they can study you more. They know more of your tendencies, and they can build defenses to stop you.
And what normally happens?
And when you only have 6 games worth of tape so far, and I'm not saying Jaden Daniels is not awesome because he is. He's a monster. He's Lamar light, real talk. That's what he is. But if a defensive coordinator has more tape, then it's easier to create schemes to make things more difficult for you.
Okay. So who's likely to go to the Super Bowl? Jaden Daniels or Brock Purdy?
Brock Purdy is more likely to go to the Super Bowl than Jaden Daniels is.
Based off of what you said, how is Brock Purdy more likely to go to the Super Bowl?
Because we've seen it happen. The empirical evidence says that it can happen.
The empirical evidence that you put before us said that when a defensive coordinator has more tape on you, this is your word, sir. This is not my words. When a defensive coordinator has more tape on you, right?
Yes.
It's easier for them to stop you, right? But with
it's
only
easier
6
for them to
games,
create a game plan to try and stop you. Yes.
Yes, sir. With only 6 games, what has Brock Purdy shown you that suggests that he'll be a better quarterback than Jaden Daniels?
Because we've seen him do it. That's what
But he hasn't done it. We haven't seen him do it. We haven't. We've seen
Okay, let me ask you. We haven't seen him do what? I know you don't like Purdy,
win
but
the
what have
Super
we
Bowl.
not seen?
Win the Super Bowl.
Okay, but I'm saying get to the Super Bowl this year.
The,
He's
the,
more
the only
likely
thing
to
that I'm
get to
saying,
a
bro,
Super Bowl
is they
than
have the
Jaden
same
Daniels.
amount. At the end of the day, if you haven't done it, the same way Lamar falls in this picture, if you haven't done it, you have the same odds of everybody else because you've never been there.
Right, and Purdy
Unless
has
we
been
start
there.
looking at other teams, other players on the team, like a stellar running game and or a tier one wide receiver or dominant defense, right? Like, but when it comes to these defensive coordinators, these NFL defensive coordinators, like you can't like negate the fact that like, oh, all right, people know how to stop Brock Purdy.
Do
You
they?
can't say that people don't know how to stop Brock Purdy because it's
Why
been
can't we
done
say that?
before. It's been done before, right? Like,
Wait, wait,
but
wait. How?
what we haven't seen is we haven't seen people stop Jay McDaniels. That's the only thing I'm saying, bro. Like,
So the wait. How has it been done before? And again, I know it sounds like I'm,
okay, because he hasn't won a chip before. That's what I'm saying. So
okay.
somebody had to stop him. He wasn't hurt
Okay.
every year.
All right. So he's been in the league. This is his third year in the league, right?
Which one we talking about?
Brock Purdy. This is his
Okay,
third year in
Brock
the league.
Purdy. 30
Right.
years
Okay.
in the league.
Right. So the first year in the league, he won the divisional round. Then he won the no, he won 2 playoff games in his first year, and then he got hurt in the conference championship game. That's how the Eagles got to the Super Bowl 2 years ago, right?
Okay, let's go.
Okay, cool. Right. So he was balling, then he got hurt, and cool. The next year, right? He goes all the way to the Super Bowl, gets into overtime, and again, I keep saying this because it's irrefutable. When he left the field,
What
his
happened to
team
him?
was leading.
What happened to him
What happened to him? What?
in the Super Bowl?
What do you mean? What happened to him? Did he
How
get injured or something?
did he not close out?
He okay, let's say this. Let's say this. It's a fact that in his final drive of the Super Bowl, he led his team to points. He didn't
Okay.
get a touchdown, but he led his team to a field goal, right? So his team scored points on his final drive, and when he left the field, they were in position to win. And then Mahomes did what Mahomes does. So yes, he lost the Super Bowl. Yes,
Okay.
we
All right.
have to deal with that. That is a fact. But
Okay.
we
That's
can't act
so. It's
like
one more
Purdy.
year left. One
We
more
can't
year
act
left.
like Purdy didn't play well. Right?
One more year left. It's one more year left.
Right. So if we're fair though, if we're
He was
fair,
hurt. Was he hurt?
if we're
He was hurt
no,
last year,
he
right?
wasn't hurt. He wasn't hurt last year.
He what?
He wasn't hurt. No, year before, the rookie year.
Okay.
So if we're fair, he's done something Lamar hasn't done. He's gotten there.
No, man. We moving the goalposts now.
No, we're not. We're not.
We not bringing Lamar in this because
Okay.
Lamar don't deserve this. What we doing is we looking at the NFL, right,
Mm-hmm.
and how hard it is
Mm-hmm.
for quarterbacks to win chips when
Yes.
the defensive coordinators have tape on them,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
Andy Reid is an excellent coach, man. Like he's
Right.
and his defensive coordinator is probably even better,
Yes. Spags
right?
is a damn beast.
He a monster, right? And so
Mhm.
if you give him 3, he don't give you 7 with Mahomes. Let's be real here. Like we seen a lot of people fall victim to, the Chiefs. The only thing that I'm saying, bro, is that like when they have tape on you,
Mhm.
right, is almost hard. Not saying that Josh McDaniels is going to go to the chips and do anything. Only thing I'm saying is at the end of the day, until you win, you still can be considered overpaid in the eyes of somebody, right? If you don't get the chip and they pay you all the money. That's the only thing I'm saying,
Why
bro.
you ain't say that from the beginning? Don't bury the lead, man.
You do it all the time. You do it all the time. I'm just learning from you.
You could have
I'm
said
learning
that.
from you. I'm learning from you all the time, bro. I'm learning from you all the time, bro. I'm just, man, I'm just learning from you all the time.
All right.
That's
Yeah.
kind of how it goes, bro. Like if you're a
Right.
fan and you don't win a chip and they pay you, oh my
Mhm.
god, it don't really have to be your money. People
Mhm.
still gonna feel like, oh my gosh, we paid them all this money and we didn't get where we needed to be. Even
Yeah.
if you go deep in the playoffs and or you win the first game, right?
Mhm.
Like there's no right and left limits to this shit. But as long as these defensive coordinators have tape on you, like there's always the advantage of the defense. If you're going up against a good defense. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people just pin Lamar I mean, his dominant hand behind his back was like, all right, if you want to win, it's going to be with your left hand, right? If you want to win, you want to beat us, it's going to be your left hand. But I can't tell you how many times I've seen defensive coordinators be able to do the same thing with Mahomes, and that takes that is the difference between somebody who is overpaid and somebody who is underpaid. Man, like this dude is, and you don't hear me do this a lot, but Mahomes is the real deal, man. Only because not only do we have a really good offensive coordinator, he has a really good head coach and a really good defensive coordinator that's able to. I mean, you just see what they did to us last year, bro. Like they suffocated us, and we had the number one running, but we was afraid to run the ball. I digress, bro. Like this, just you, and we had 3 hours and 25 minutes. So you know what it is.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Yeah. So I hear what you're saying. I get it now. That said, Brock Purdy going to get his money.
He got you, bro. He got you.
And he
However,
deserves
like,
it. And he
yeah,
deserves it.
man, you know, he low key might be the Michael Jordan of this time right now, and you know, that's no slight to nobody, but until he proves different, like that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what it is. They study your tendencies, they study everything, man. Like,
Right.
and
I think it's crazy that you don't think that he's got a better chance of getting to a Super Bowl than Jaden Daniels. So that's wild. That's wild.
who we talking about? Brock Purdy?
Yeah,
This is
that's crazy.
that's me being objective like you do when I be like, oh my gosh, he can't be serious, right?
Well,
Like
I don't know how
I
that
look at this like
we've seen it
the
happen.
Commanders. This is what I'm gonna tell you: the Commanders are going to win the NFC East, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
believe that. I believe
yes,
they're gonna win the NFC East.
they
And
will.
neither one of us, me, you, Transformer, had those guys. I think I had them at the
No,
highest at
I
third,
had him
right?
third.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I had him in third, right? And that was only on just a whim, not knowing nothing about these guys, just new owner, somebody who loved the team and care about the sport. And that's something that they didn't have. But when you look at the other teams, it's like you can tell that their owners really don't give a fuck. Like it's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, we just rolling with it. But I say all that to say that like when we take a step back and we look at it, like I wasn't saying that. I just wanted to be objective to, the fact that like Brock Purdy is going to get paid because he's paying for money, but like Baker Mayfield, sometimes it takes those things to like that chip on your shoulder to get you
Mm-hmm.
to going where you need to be. Like last year, I think this guy was in the running for MVP. However, he didn't make out because of whatever reason. Maybe a Lamar snatch and grab. I don't know, but he should have a chip on his shoulder. He's been playing hella consistent, and the pieces are there. Not saying that like this guy can't make every throw, but it's football, bro. Like you're a quarterback. You should be able to make every throw at this level. You
But
shouldn't be at this
everybody
level.
can.
Yeah, you should not be at this level and not be able to make every throw. That's the only thing I'm saying, bro. That's it. That's it.
All right. All right. Well, we'll leave it right there. This has been a good one. Good final topic. We'll go ahead and close it out for everybody that's here. Well, it's only a couple of you left, but appreciate y'all sticking with us. This was interesting. Again, apologies, it got kind of out of order and a little bit jumbled, and just a little less orderly than we usually like to be. But that's what happens sometimes when
Genius.
life.
When G jump on the line.
We had a Fraggle. You know what I'm saying? For those of you who know what
G
that
jump
is.
on the line, man. Hey, listen, man. One thing for certain, two things for sure. We talking football, we talking basketball, right? Like,
Mhm.
and anytime you're around a bunch of family, there's no real order. I mean, we try to stay amongst the topics, but sometimes even the chat will throw us off, right?
Mhm.
Like sometimes the chat will throw us off, and I, man, if people hold you up to that standard, then why are we here? Because you definitely should be able to just talk about whatever you guys bring to the forefront. We should be able to discuss it on the fly, man.
Yeah.
Nah, you don't think so?
I get what you're saying. I'm a person. I kind of like to try to stay with order.
Overpaid NFL
we need the
quarterbacks.
bigger stuff.
Obama top 5 reunited in NYC and week 7 pick'ems, which was straight, but United in NYC, like, I mean, that can go anywhere, bro. Like, we talking
Not
football.
really. But that wasn't supposed to be. That's a monster topic. That was pretty clear cut what that was supposed to be. But
You think so?
it can go that way. Yeah. Brandon
The
Bright.
Jets haven't won in so long, bro. Like, if there's any Jets, they probably like still got like they got the leather helmet on with the leather chin strap, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the last thing I remember about them was like the butt fumble.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
And the you know what I mean? The R allegations from
head coach, yeah.
I'm sorry, bro. All right.
Oh yeah, you was about to. Yup.
I'm still going, bro. I'm still going.
Yeah,
I know
Brandon,
you're trying to close out.
You're definitely right though, Brandon. Yeah, I don't know why I'm like that, man. I try, that's just me. But there was something else I was gonna say, but I don't even know. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna leave it here, y'all. Again, appreciate you. Make sure you're sharing the show, and we will be back. Should be Saturday night. Oh, that's what I was gonna say, Brandon. You said talk boxing, so no boxing tonight. Trying to see if I can work out some other stuff. I've been trying to incorporate more boxing in, as you know. So we'll see where that goes. Yeah, but we'll talk about that. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it right here, y'all. Again, I appreciate y'all. Have a great night. We out, and yeah, talk to you next time. Peace. Here we go. If the damn button work. Here we go. That should do it.
You can't even end the show, bro. Listen. We just gonna keep it going, bro. We gonna keep it going, bro.
We gonna keep it going, man. I'm trying to get up out of here,
going, bro. We gonna keep it going. All right, how many people we got in the chat? All right,
man. Listen, I'll mess around, reboot this job. Close my browser out, shut down the computer, bro.
Man, you never know what you're gonna get on Wednesday, man. Some Wednesday you're gonna get a squeaky clean show, and then some Wednesday you're gonna get me.
No, man.
You're gonna get me on Wednesdays. And on Wednesdays, if you gotta get me, then Bruce gonna be mad. He might not invite me back because I'll be wilding. But one thing for certain, two things for sure, like, I'm not the only one thinking this. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one that feel this way.
That's true.
I'm not the only one that feel this way.
Can't always say what you feel, bro.
Yeah, I guess I can.
Yeah, all right.
Respectfully.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just,
it's killing me, man.
Man, that shit ain't even working.
Nah, man. Hell
man, yo.
About that.
You need tech support. You want me to fix that shit for you?
Yo, real talk. I don't know what it is with this.
Gosh, yo.
Application. On my laptop, never a problem. Here, acts like it don't want to.
You clicking the hell out of that joint. You trying to get out of there.
ASAP,
right? Yeah, I can hear you. Everybody hear you. Like, please, just leave the studio, bro. See what happens.
Nah, it's gonna stay live.
For real.
Yeah,
I dare you leave the studio.
I'm trying to tell you what's gonna happen, bro. Look,
I'm gonna still be here.
Yeah, I ain't leaving you in here, man. Nah, you be acting up.
Really have a conversation.
Nah, man. I told you we need to set up a Patreon for that.
Nah, I'm joking.
See what you want on Patreon.
I don't really know how to be politically correct.
I see.
I ain't say nothing wrong. I don't think I said nothing wrong.
Not tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to catch you, man. You was about to start talking wild about Stephon Diggs, man.
Who's that?
All the way from Houston. That
Funny
used to play
style.
for the Bills. Yeah, that guy.